Going on, Bigfoot World? I finally made it today, guys. Let me get this clip a little bit tuned in, a little bit better. We're going live from the big machine today. Hopefully everything works out. Guys, I was going to just skip this week. It's been a bad week, bad weekend. I don't know where to start. Between earaches, headaches, and girl legs, I'll just leave it at that. But I'm getting it together, guys. I'm getting it together. First off, guys, I want to thank Sasquatch Journey. I got the rope in. I got a rope. They sent me the rope and the harness. Tony and Ingrid, man, we're gonna put that to work. Definitely, it's coming up soon, guys. Yesterday I got another package. I got a package. Man, I don't even know where to start. I was looking for who sent it. I couldn't figure out who sent this package, but they messed up with the slip. They messed up. I know who sent this package, Mr. Bruce Willis. Man, I don't know where to start on thanking you, but I'm gonna send you a message personally. Personally, guys, wait till you see what came in the mail. I don't even know where to start, but I guess I'll start with this, guys. This is the only reason I'm even going live tonight. What's going on, Bree, Nate, Sasquatch Journey? Thanks, man. I see you on there. Thanks for that rope and harness. We're going to put it to work. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to definitely get to that. I'm going to watch some videos on how to work that thing a little bit, but I'm definitely going to get to it. Thanks a lot, man. That definitely, that increases our safety 100%. We're using a little jump rope trying to climb down this, but thanks to you guys, man, we can get down in there safely, climb back up without no problems. That means a lot, definitely. That rope alone and that harness, that alone is gonna get the job done. What's coming up next? Okay. With that being said, guys, check this little dude out. This right here is a 4K infrared high definition. It's got face recognition in it, face tracking. This bad boy is something else. He sent a wide lens, the extra wide lens that goes with it. I can get the shotgun mic that goes with it. It's got a mic, but I'm using that on something else. This bad boy is day or night, guys. I already was working with it. This is something else. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. All right. That's just the first thing that came. He tried to be slick with it and not let me see who sent it. Try to be a little surprised, but in the packaging it said who was sent by. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. Remember the paranormal channel I was talking about? I was just planning on going into some haunted places and filming whatever happens. But Bruce Willis brought it to the next level, guys. Wait till you see this. Anything you can think of that got to do with paranormal is inside this box. And if it ain't inside this box, it's inside them two cases, guys. This, I don't even know where to start with it. But this is what the inside looks like. It's got the meter, all the EMF meters. It got the recorders. Oh, you know what, guys? We can start right now with this little guy. Check this out. We'll get to the next package in a minute. But let's play with this toy right here for 1 second. Wait, no, not this one. Not this one. Let's play with this toy. This toy can wait. We'll get to that toy in a minute, guys. But let's get to this toy. We can start with the paranormal right here in this room with this little gadget right here. Some of you guys already know what it is. You already know what it is. Guys, I might be in trouble messing with this, but it's definitely going into the cave with us. All this equipment is going down in there. Even though it ain't got nothing to do with Sasquatch, don't worry. I'll keep it separate. The video be just for the paranormal channel, and most of the night's gonna be for whatever's going on in that cave, whatever's living in there. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, I got the EVP recorder back there. That ain't what this is. This right here, you'll see here in a minute. All right. Hey, let's scan a little bit. You got it. We got a little spirit box going on here. We got some toys, Real Craft Mama. Hey, Ghost. Don't forget to go subscribe to Real Craft Mama. Guys, I've been checking her video out before we move on to this. I've been checking her videos out. She even had me doing some exercises that I shouldn't be doing, but go check Real Craft Mama's channel out and subscribe. I've been watching. You guys been over here talking to her, conversating, but you guys won't go check out her channel. Sometimes a lot of people they put up a lot of good content and they never get seen just because they're lost in the shuffle with all these thousands of channels that's out there. Definitely go over there and check her out. But anyways, guys, is there any ghosts in this room that they want to talk? They want to reach out? Uh, I seen a couple of you guys came over and subscribed. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But the rest you need to go over there and subscribe, like, comment. She got a lot of real good stuff going on over there with her family. It's kind of interesting. Just go check it out. Use the MVP. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. This thing don't seem to be working right now, or there just ain't nothing in here. But oh, see, I had to say something. But we'll get back to that. That's just one toy that's going into the cave. Oh, what fell? All right. Let's move on to this little guy. This is gonna help out in the cave too. I'm not sure the name of it, but any kind of energy that comes in the area that it reads the temperature, all that right here in this little box right here, and it comes with some gadgets. So that'll be for the paranormal channel, along with some lasers, different connections with the lasers, a full package. Anything to do with investigating the paranormal world is here. It's I don't know how to use it yet. I'm gonna take some lessons and watch some YouTube videos on how to use all this stuff. But I'm definitely going to get it figured out, get it mapped out, and get into that cave. First off, we've been planning on an overnight down in that cave. While I'm on the matter of the cave, guys, I'm gonna get to the comments, but there's a lot that I'm trying to get out before I forget. But me and Fred and a couple of other team members are very soon going to be going down in that cave, and we're going to be spending the night in there. All right. Last week we sent Kyle down in that hole, pretty much like a trial run. He's a beginner on all the equipment, so he probably won't be on the equipment, but he might be there. But what I did find out, I found out a lot about what was going on down in there with him being in there. Yeah, he pretty much was bait. I ain't gonna lie. Jeffrey would let me go down, so I had to use him for bait. And he walked around like he got balls. I give him that hands down. He got balls. Can you imagine him and Ferret together? Hey, Bigfoot's in trouble or whatever them creatures are down there. But like I said, guys, on that cave coming very soon. For our safety, I'm not going to tell you exactly when or or none of that shit, but it's coming very soon. I'm planning for it. I'm saving for it now for everything else that we need up there. We pretty much got everything we need other than like equipment wise. We got more than what we need. Right now, we pretty much got two night vision cameras. One with well, both of them got infrared. That's got the camera, the new camera. It's got an onboard light system on it already. And plus, I got a light to go snap on it. It hey, it's gonna be a night. But this next series coming up, guys, I'm gonna take this rain stick out there up to Bigfoot World. I've been telling them guys, I've been saying I'm gonna get up there to Bigfoot World. I want to get up there and take this rain stick up there and leave it for them guys and see if they take it, see if they play with it. Maybe one day I go up there and I'll hear them playing with it. But when you tilt it upside down, it makes like a little sound inside. It's a real Indian rain stick. No, they're not growing. My fault, guys. I got a sore throat, but they're not growing nothing in that cave. There definitely is some lights going on down in there. He went down in there. The tracks, the three-toe tracks are all through there. He stopped and he tried to film them with the night vision, but you gotta give him credit for trying. But he did confirm that the tracks are in that bottom shaft. They are in there. There's three different separate tracks. When I was walking the last time originally I found the tracks, there was only two, but he's saying that down in that cave there's three separate tracks running around down in there. And on one part of the shaft there was lights on down in there. You should sign the stick or put a marker on it somehow so you know it turns up again. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that. As long as I don't lose my voice first. As long as I don't lose my voice first. But the next series, yeah, I'm going to Bigfoot land. I want to drop that rain stick off. I'm definitely going to sign it. Like you said, that's a good idea. In case it does come back, then I'll know. But I think they'll enjoy that out there. I got some peanut butter for them. I'm gonna take out there and some more cinnamon for mom. I'm gonna take out there and give them. I like to get some hug jugs up there on the way to give them too. They seem to like the hug jugs while I'm up there. It's going to be getting cold here in the next couple of weeks, so I'm trying to give them something to help them out a little bit while they're up there getting through this cold. Guys, I agree with you on that one. He didn't even second guess it, didn't question it or nothing. Jeff said, "Go ahead and go down there." He said, "All right," and right down in there, get him and Fred together. They might hurt each other down in there. I know Bigfoot's in trouble this year. Bigfoot's in trouble this year, definitely, without a doubt, because lately we've been getting braver and braver, and that's pretty much what you need, what you have to do in this line of work is push the envelope a little bit further. If you can't find them in the woods, you got to go where they go, and that's underground. During the day they're in the ground, and then they surface up at night and play their games at nighttime. So that's what we figured, me and Fred, and then we're going to pretty much go down in that hole and post up, set up a tent down in there and little base, and then we'll go from there. But we're gonna spend the night down in there, see what happens. I was telling them about them before. What's that? Have you ever heard of ice quakes? They happen during the ice thawing, makes it dangerous when you're around there. Yeah, you're right about that, Dennis. And that's another thing I noticed, that there is some unstable. There's something going on down there, down in the bottom shaft, down all the way at the bottom of the road. That bottom shaft I was showing you guys, the whole top of it where they sealed it up, all that tin is getting pushed down. It's all crinkling up and like it's caving in, coming down. So something is going on down in there. Something shifting around. We're going to get in there and figure it out and get out of there before any of that. I don't think we'll have no problem with that. Pretty much look out for loose rock up there. Watch our heads. just take all the precaution that we can while we're in there. Hunter's not Hunter, right, Tim? It looks like they like open from inside that cave. No, down in one shaft, there's lights in there. I don't know how to get electric in there or none of that. But Kyle said we went down in there. When he first came out, he said there's a shaft back there with lights on it, but there's nobody back in there. So I said, hey, man, walk back toward it. If you see a red image on that camera, walk toward it. Like, I'm trying to get this boy hemmed up. And then they're hollering at him, no, don't walk toward the red light. But he went down in there and confirmed that there's lights going on down there. I don't know where they're getting the power from or none of that. There's tracks in there. The three-toed tracks are running around down in there. There's three separate ones running around down in there. And we got some snow on the way, so that should hold them in there for a while. The temperature's dropping down like crazy. Thanks, Christina. But we're gonna get in there, guys. That's later on in the very near future. I can't tell you guys exactly what day because our safety and everything with people showing up and this and that. We're going to pick a day that we think that you guys won't think to go, and we're just going to go do it. But right now, for what's coming up next, I'm going to get out there in Bigfoot Lane and see what changed out there. Leave them the rain stick, the food, and see what they do with me. See what happens, because it seems like every time I go out there by myself, they get crazy. They get something happens, or I'll find something crazy. It seemed like it's just me. I go out there and I'm trying to find one thing, and a million other things like smack me in the face. I've been having that luck this year. I don't know what's going on with it. What's going on, Brooks? Are you a little nervous on that mic? Yeah, I definitely am. I'm nervous ain't the word for it. It's just what's going on in there and the tracks on top of it. Is it a government creation? Is it something that's not discovered that's been in there? Did something open up in that hole? Yeah, I mean, my mind's running wild, and I'm not going to get them questions answered until I physically myself get down in there, find that heat source, and see what's going on down in there. It seemed like the last time I was up in there, and up there where they sealed it off at, there's usually that cold breeze, and then I went up there, there's that hot breeze. Well, this last time there was no breeze at all whatsoever. Something closed up, something sealed up, or caved in. Something happened in there. So I definitely want to get in there and see what's going on, just to stop all the questions in my head, just to get them put to sleep. I got to get in there physically, spend the night, because that's the only way you're going. Daytime, they make noises while you're up there on top of the hole, standing down in there. And then if you notice, as soon as Kyle hit that bottom, it's something hollered over in the shaft. All right. When I was editing his night vision work that was all over the place, I was editing that, and in the editing software, you can see like when he says something, the voice will jump. Well, it was going. I was sitting there watching his voice as he was talking and walking through there, and then something spiked, and then there was nothing there. So I rewound it back, and I turned my speakers up and played it again, and then I heard it say "Daddy," like a little girl or a little boy, a little kid, like said "Daddy." It sounded like a boy. It didn't sound like the girl that I usually hear. But while he was walking, something said "Daddy." I'm gonna have to go back in that video and put a timestamp on that, so you guys can go back and it freaked me out. It's like it was asking him, "Are you my daddy?" But in the other shaft, I usually hear like a little girl say "mommy," and she'll ask in a sense of, "Are you my mommy?" Like she's asking a question when she says it. Me and Fred both heard it. Mike heard it. It's I don't know, but this went up in the other shaft. That was a totally different spirit, totally different sound, and it said "daddy" instead of "mommy," which is it's 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 interesting. It's definitely interesting. But that's gonna make a great video for the paranormal channel and for the Bigfoot channel. Because between all night long and three cameras going on down in there, something bound to happen, and we're gonna do a little paranormal session with the equipment on that channel. So, guys, I'm ready. I'm amped up, scared to death, and ready to get down in there. But we just got to get our shit together and plan out a little bit more. Gene, you know what those explosions are from. You were talking about the explosion. Every time that we did spend the night up there throughout the night, we do hear explosions underneath underneath the ground. Not mine, but it usually only at Bigfoot land. When we spend the night back up in Bigfoot land, between after anytime after 12 through 5 a.m., there's explosions. Boom! It rattles the whole mountain underground. It's underground explosions you hear going on. But that's in a total different spot from where the caves are. I never really heard, I don't think I've heard the explosions there at the cave, but I've heard them a few times over in Bigfoot land. We had frostquakes here, shook the stuffing out of the house. See, we ain't having none of that stuff like that. We're in Pennsylvania. We don't have no earthquakes or none of that shit. At least we ain't supposed to, but lately, I think we had one like 2 years ago, 0.5 or something like that. You can barely feel it. What's those, your t-shirts? No, no, it was sent by Pam. Wait. Before I say a name, let me make sure. I keep all the fan mail right here on this door. Yep, Pam. Them shirts are from Pam. I want to say back in 1975. Oh, you can't see them shirts from there. Back in 75, that's the 75, 76, I'm not really sure. But that's the creature that she's seen. And she drew it, and she turned around and made a shirt of it. But Pam, you should be on here. Tell them the story about this. That was her sighting she had back in 74, 75, 76, somewhere in them 3 year time span. She seen that creature, and it been stuck in her head all this time, and she finally drew it out and made a shirt of it, and she sent me the shirt, which I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was real cool of her. Well, she actually told me to put it in the store and sell the image, but that's not fair to her, so I'm not going to do that. But I will share you guys. That's Pam. Pam sent that. That's her sighting she had back in 75. I think it's a type 3, she said. But that is a pretty cool image that it's got great detail in it. I mean, she did a pretty good job on that. Oh, guys, I forgot. I want to get I know I said that I'm going to put that plot watcher over there in the cave, but there's just too many places out in the open. There's nowhere to really hide it out there. So I got a spot that I want to put that cave or put that camera. I've been thinking about it, about a good home for it. And down in the bottom, down in the ravine, deep down in where nobody goes, where I know they come down on one side of the mountain, they cross in this little island part, and they come back up to the other side over toward the maze area, and they cross there all the time. I mean, if you sat there for a day, you'll get a sighting sooner. Within that day, you'll sit there. But I'm going to set that out there. Yeah, I definitely need more than plot watchers. They seem to be pretty nice. Are you talking about the ghost box? No, I'm not taking the ghost box with me on this trip coming up. Oh, I'm taking that. I'm saving all that for down in the maze, and when I go to Gettysburg and all the haunted places around Pennsylvania. That's what that equipment is going to be for. And thanks to Bruce Willis, man, he. I was just planning on going in with the camera and just filming, and whatever happens, happens. But he took it to another level with that equipment. I mean, he sent a full package deal. It even came with a disc. Yeah, I even got the paranormal disc to hook up with them guys and link in with them and their attraction, different places they go to that's like haunted in the area. So I mean, he definitely hooked us up big time. There's got to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of equipment there. Just man, I can't thank him enough. That means a lot. That definitely means a lot, and it shows where we are pretty much. And the only thing we can do in return is get down and dirty and get in these holes, light them up, see what's in there. Whatever jumps out at us, Fred, we need to get him back out there, get him back out in the woods. He'll be out there soon. He's coming in for this overnighter. Jeffrey, I'm trying to get Jeffrey in there for this overnighter. He might do it with this harness and this rope. The Sasquatch journey sent us. He might do it if I can convince him to hook up. And I'll tell him I'll lower him down in there. And we'll pull him back up. Thanks, Zed. That means a lot. Yeah, that we already know, but we're gonna rise up from it. Jeffrey's funny. It seemed like as soon as you go to do something that's a little tiny bit dangerous, he want to flip out. But you notice he didn't leave one time behind that tree. He was like 15 feet back behind the hole, behind this gigantic tree back there. He never once left back there from that tree. But he sat there talking shit the whole time. Somebody else was trying to get in there. He's like, Dad, just don't do it. I mean, but I think it's going to be entertaining with Jeffrey. I'll be honest with you. I like to get both of them, Jeff and Mike, in there. Fred, man, that would be an amazing night. That'd be a crazy night. Yeah, Cal's a non-believer. He's a non-believer. But after he's seen them tracks, he's leaning more towards like a government creation down in there with them three-toed things. What's going on, Yvette? Good to see you on board. But once he's seen them three-toed tracks, it's how can you not? I mean, as soon as you see him, especially going down in the cave, and then you're seeing these big ass three-toed 15-inch tracks, wondering where they came from or what they belong to. I'm surprised he stayed down there and walked around, knowing that they're in there with him. You could hear him in there, but he just kept on walking around with the camera like he was safe, knowing damn well he's in like the most danger that you could possibly be in. Those harness suspenders are also good for hip and back problems. Using rehab therapies. That's good to know. What's in the fish tank? There's salamanders and frogs out through there. Different kind of salamanders, like imported stuff from Japan. Different exotic stuff I like. I'm eating chicken spinach pizza. That don't even sound good. Yeah, African salamander. I couldn't think of the name for it. There's African salamander in there. He's pretty big. You need to set up a camera alley and leak through the alley to draw Sasquatch through the corridor of cameras. I think about that. That shit don't work though. See, I tried something similar to that. No, I haven't seen them lately, Lori. Not lately, but they are up there. I haven't seen them since I found them tracks. But I forgot what I was even. Okay. On your question, I tried that alley of cameras. Well, the first try I tried. Where's the broke camera at? I mean, they busted it. If you guys remember, I left this camera. I'm surprised it still even comes on. But I left this camera sitting on that log and walked away the first time, and then I got the finger came up, a little green finger came. Well, you seen the shadow come up from behind it, and then the little green finger came up, and you could see the shadow like leaving away from the trees. And then I said, all right, he knows what it is. He knows which way to come at it. He came from the back, and I didn't get him. So what I did was I tried to trick him. I turned the screen around, and I faced it to where he got the look in the screen. He got to get caught on camera. Well, it must have worked because when I came back, the SD card door was open. The SD card was taken out, smashed, and jammed back in there. And now it won't even read an SD card. This camera's, but they're that smart to know to take the SD card out, smash it. That's what stores the picture. It almost like it's kind of fishy. It's kind of fishy that a Bigfoot is going to know that the SD card holds the pictures, that to take that out and break that so you can't get his face or image off of it, jam it back in and set it back down. That's almost human like. But that's what happened on the second time. It got me thinking that it's human, but at the same time, as I was walking, there was nobody up in there at all. They're smart. They're very very smart, and just little things like that. They show me how smart they really can be. I think someone else did it up. It's possible. I ain't saying it ain't, but it's just fishy how it happened. And then there was the one time just recently, last time I was up there, I was at the where the garbage is all dumped out at, and I had my styrofoam cup, and I set my cup down and started filming that pile. How they had all the stuffed animals and everything thrown out of the bags, and everything was missing. And I forgot that the coffee was sitting there, and I started walking back toward Bigfoot land, filming, talking, forgot all about the coffee. And then when I got back to usually where we set up our tent back there in far back corner of Bigfoot land, the cup was sitting there on the log. My full cup of coffee was sitting there where that arch is, where I gifted them at that one time. I left the apples hanging and the water up top and the crackers. They took all that. Well, I left. That's when they brought the coffee from there over in front of me. They somehow got around me, past me, and put my coffee in front of me. It was amazing. That blew my mind. Like, how did they do that without me even hearing them pass me up? How many years? You guys are that finger. That finger was weird. That's what I said to him. It was a green finger that came up in front of the lens and came right back down. Then you could see the shadow walking away from behind it. It was clearly a green finger. Green. I saw several cameras at the cave. Some is camouflaged pretty good. Yeah, there I did. Thanks to Kyle Jackson, around that hole, there is deer cams. He spotted out a couple. He zoomed in on one that's back in, but it's about 15, 20 feet up a tree, shining down on the hole. From the looks of it, they're not in any. They're uh, I ain't even gonna say it, guys. I'll show you guys when I go back up there. I'll try to track one, find one of them cams, and you tell me who you think it belongs to, because they're black. The deer cams are solid black. They're hanging in the tree. They're wrapped around with a chain and a gigantic lock. You, hey, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Gene, I don't know what color Bigfoot's finger is, but it was definitely a green finger that popped up there. Bigfoot Odyssey, man. I was supposed to get in touch with him yesterday. We're supposed to get in contact. I was supposed to do a show with him. Hopefully, one day soon we hook up, and I'll be on the Bigfoot Odyssey. Me and Fred, we'll get that going. See what he wants to do. He said he had a plan. The Bigfoot Odyssey had a plan, and he never got back to me yet on it. But hopefully soon he gets back to me, and That'll be a thing there. Here in March 16th, we got that Bigfoot big meetup coming up. When is your paranormal channel starting? Very soon, Walter. Very, very, very soon. Well, actually, it's really going to start soon because as soon as we start this overnight in the cave, it's going to ramp off from there because we're going to do a couple of videos with the equipment for the paranormal channel. But at the same time, most of the night is going to be dedicated toward whatever them three toed tracks belong to. Try to figure out where the heat source is coming from in there. Just what the lights are doing in there. I mean, there's a lot. It's we got to figure out what's it called. Say, man, go to bed with itchy butt. Wake up with what? With sticky great finger. I almost read that out loud, Kim. Interested there. Dog whistle will probably bring Dog Man out. See, I'm not leaning toward Dog Man. I don't know why, but it's just I'm not feeling Dog Man at all. I'm really not. In my head, the picture I have painted. There he is, going on, Jack. But what the picture I have in my head is not of a dog man. I mean, even the prince of it is. I don't see that being a dog man. Georgia Bigfoot, you're invisible. I see you. My fault. What do you want me to say? Name of the channel? Oh, Jeff's Real World. My fault. My fault, Georgia Bigfoot. That's what I'm thinking too, Fred. I'm thinking with the majority. I'm leaning towards some kind of creation that man created, something from the past and a little bit of future, and they come up with something that we don't know about yet. But we're going to. But I see you on there, Mr. Willis. Man, thanks. Thanks for everything. Think it is some sort of reptile. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. But I'm not leaning towards the natural. I don't think that thing's natural at all. It could be alien. I'm not counting nothing out. I'm not even. I never found nothing or experienced nothing like that before in my life. No kind of track ever before. It's looked. I watched that video so many times. I'm lost for words on it, guys. But I watched that video like frame by frame. Every time that thing stepped, its toes, the three toes, landed differently. If you guys noticed when it went on the ice, the first step on the ice, it opened its toes up wide, and then the next step, it seemed like it curled them up into a ball, and then stepped down through the ice. The first step wasn't; it was on top of the ice. Then the next step balled up and went through the ice, and then the next step on the ice was like balled up, and then when it came off the ice, it opened up his hand again and stepped down on off the ice onto it. Was that there was real tracks whatsoever. The toes shifted with each other. There was a mid a torso break. The back end came back into like a human heel. So it was like a half human, half reptile type thing, type of hey, I'm just going by what it looks like, what I see, and that's what I see going on, Nova. That's what I'm leaning toward that too. Clone hybrid reptilian engineered by our very own. That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it, so I ain't the next one to come up missing, but that's what I'm seeing when I looked at them tracks. My first thought of when I first found the first couple, somebody's playing with me. Somebody down here threw on a pair of slippers and they're walking around down here trying to mess with me. But as I was going on to the next one, and then I seen how they came down off the side of the rock face down out onto the road. That was real. Them creatures are real, without a doubt. They're real. Says a reptile, and you have a three-toed monster and a green finger in the camera. You may have a King Kong. Brian, King Joker is Fred, Ferret in the hole. For you guys that didn't know, you can look at the picture and see Fred. Fred's with us, guys. He just goes by King Joker on here. What's that, Nate? I will share a video of the three-toed alien found in Peru. Is the middle toe longer than the rest of them? It seemed like the middle toes, like ours, they're long. The middle one's longer than the outside two. That's pretty much what I seen. There he is with Burger Farm. I'ma just listen while I work. Have a good night. All right, Rick. Houston Woodburger. I saw the big baby bird. I don't think it's a bird. I really don't. Thanks, David. That means a lot. What's going on, Deb? Guys, I'm serious about going over there to Real Cloth Mama. Check her channel out. It is interesting. I was watching a video today on the coffee video. I shared that on my Facebook page. If you guys, some of you guys checked it out, it's definitely interesting. Do you have any footage of this? Of the three-toe tracks? Yeah, I have a lot of footage of it. You just guys gotta go back and check it out. Thanks, Deb. What is the name of Woodburger's channel? Woodburger Farm. Guys, I don't want to end this live stream. So you guys gotta excuse me for 1 minute while I run to the restroom. Yeah, that's where she going for coffee. It's not a chupacabra, definitely. It's nothing like that. It's not no chupacabra. I'm leaning toward what Nova's leaning toward. But guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I got to run to the bathroom. Sorry, guys. There's a line in the bathroom. It seemed like JJ turned teenager. He live in a bathroom. I mean, okay, guys, what I missed? 94 minutes. Okay, I see you, Mary. Cayenne gonna be on there with her 2 cents. She was out there. She showed more guts. Cayenne's on her. She was out there with us in that whole. That was her brother that went down in there. She showed more guts than Jeffrey. She actually got up against. I had a couple times. Hey, back up! You're gonna fall down in that hole. It was crazy. She was like looking into the lens of the camera, and she wasn't looking in the ground. She kept getting closer and closer. You been working? Well, you need to bring Jeffrey down after work, and so he can see all this equipment and plan for this next expedition. You heard voices while I was gone. I got to pull out the equipment again. That's not good if you heard voices. The soul man, thanks, man. I'm going to find the page. Yeah, she's cool. I really like her channel. She's all right. I was watching her today. She had me doing exercises I didn't know I could do. She got a little bit of everything going on that channel. Only 50 subscribers. Guys, help her out. There's 90 people on here. Go over there to Real Cloth Mama and subscribe. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people out there got a lot of good material and doing some interesting things on YouTube. And they don't. A lot of times they're like me. They don't get a chance to get seen. So I'm gonna do what I can for the little guys that don't get seen. Like it took me forever for you guys to see what's going on in my neck of the woods. But now that the word's finally getting out, it's all right. Mom, you subscribe? Thanks. You talking about me? You better been subscribed. I'm hoping you're talking about Real Cloth Mama, your 5-year plan. Okay, Real Cloth Mama, put a link, having trouble finding it. You see her name right there. Just type that in, Real Cloth Mama. It takes you straight to it. Better yet, there's a link. I'll show it. Real Cloth Mama just posted a link up. Go over there and subscribe, show some love. But somebody said they heard some voices in here while I was gone. No, I was in the bathroom. It's actually I was standing in the doorway cussing JJ out because he was in the bathroom. It seemed like no matter what time of the day it is, I'll get up at 4 in the morning, get up and try to go in there to the bathroom, and he'll be in there. He just hit that. He's like Mike, get a little tiny hair right here, just spring up, and they want to spend all the time in the world in the bathroom. I know he ain't. I know he ain't brushing his hair. Not for no 45 minutes. It takes a creature protect. Yeah. Well, Mr. Willis, you made that happen. And you made that happen. Now we're going down in that hole, spend the night down in there with that equipment. That's gonna be a scary, interesting night. Jeff fell in. An electric type of voice. I might have to go back and check it out. But guys, I got the equipment here. We can do it right now. I got the EMF, the MVP, whatever they call it. We can pull out some equipment if you guys want. Hey, thanks to Mr. Willis, we can do whatever. We can find out if there's something going on in here. Got the EMF, but this no, what's this called? Oh, the K2. It is an EMF meter. You guys know what this is, but there is a lot of electronics going on, so it might not work in here, but it'll definitely work in that cave. Let's see, it's only stuck on one right now. I'll leave that on, just set it there for right now. See what happens. You ain't gonna be able to see it from there. Maybe if oh, nope, can't set it nowhere. Just do it. Still hearing like a gurgle background sound. Just do it. I'm so proud of you and nervous too at the same time, right? Hey, Jeff, the lights was in one of the shafts, and going in when you first go in on the best way to explain it. When we was up on top and you're looking down in, there was shafts on the right and shafts on the left. Well, the shaft over on the left going back in, they said there's lights pinned up in there. EMF, hell yeah. Okay. Is that what this is? Oh, the EMF, it ain't doing nothing yet. It's just sitting there on one green light. Oh no, it's moving. It's moving a little bit. But there ain't nowhere I can set it where it's high enough where you guys can, you know what I mean? But I'll set it there and keep an eye on it, see what happens. See if it goes up. Todd won't touch talking about those prints. I tried. Yeah, at all, Dennis. At all. He don't want to get on it at all. At all. Oh, guys. It was jumping. It went up to the red. It definitely jumped up to the red. But I don't even want to talk about Todd, to be honest with you. I need to ask, is anybody here? That's what this thing. I think you're right, Bobby Joe. I said that and it did go up. Is anybody here? You can come through this box right here and make it jump. It did go up. When I said that the first time, it jumped up to the third light. I have a digital smart meter in my building. Nobody fought against it. The building has dangerous high levels of electromagnetic readings when I turn on the meter. Is there any electric in the building? That's a question. If there ain't, that's it. Electric devices set off. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too on that one. Yeah, man. You're right on that. So it probably wouldn't work here. That's what I was thinking when I even turned it on. Be careful what spirits you call through. Yeah, you're right, Mark. I ain't even gonna mess with this right now while I'm by myself. So if you heard voices in the background, keep on hearing them because I'm not sitting in this room by myself listening to no damn ghost. We're not doing that when me and Jeff are there. Yeah, yins are. Cam, we're spending the night in the hole. I keep messing your name up. I give her name Salt because she named after Cayenne Salt. No, Cayenne Pepper. It ain't no damn salt. So I named her Pepper. But yeah, Cayenne, we're definitely doing this. Mr. Willis hooked us up with it. Pretty much everything you can think of when it comes to paranormal activity, recording, all that. You can record voices. We got microphones, the EMF. We got the radio scanner. Kevin, that's sad. That's sad. But where are my moderators at? Take care of Kevin for me. You guys get one bad. I ain't say I heard anything. Really? See what I'm saying? It take one person to come in here, mess up a good thing. But like I said, it is what it is. With the same three toes, first steps. Yeah, I know. I remember that. Most Sargent went out there to the woods, and he spent the night in that three toe, or he spent the night. You're right. You're right. I remember that video. Who said that? Gerald. You're right. He wasn't even on no kind of Bigfoot. He wasn't doing none of that. He was out there. I think he did say something about Bigfoot. You know what, Kevin? But I'm gonna ignore the bullshit. Mary, where you at when I need you? Anyways, thank you. But anyways, as I was saying, hmm yeah, I seen that. He just did yesterday, the day before. I'll get to that one on Todd Standing. But on Mo Sargi, he did have a video where he spent the night in the woods. I forget who he was with, but he was out there. He spent the night in that structure. Then halfway through the night, go ahead, Mary. Good job. But halfway through the night, like around 2 or 3, something started messing with him, and he got it running through the trees on camera. It looked just like a Bigfoot. But you're right. At the exact same time, when he was going up where that thing ran from, it had 3 toes. It was the exact same toes in that video. Guys, I'm glad you brought that to my. I forgot completely about that. I'm going to have to go back to Most RG video, check out them prints, them tracks, and see if they're the same identical tracks. And then that would explain a little bit more to what I'm messing with, to what I'm dealing with here. Cayenne Pepper, could you please tell Jeffrey that I'm on live right now? Actually, nah, let's do this. Let's do this. Watch this. Hello, Jeffrey. What are you doing crashing my live stream? Oh, what? I am? Say hi, Jeffrey. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I was gonna see if you turned my name down at 10. Nah, I'm on here with Cayenne Pepper talking about it right now. You gotta come out and check out. Yeah, I want to come down. Well, what you waiting for? I'm about to go watch the live. I forgot you was live. I just got back from my own. How you forget? My own kid don't even watch my live. See, that's how it is. He quick to come down here though and see what equipment I got. He forgot I was on live. Much love to everybody. Everybody said hi. Bobby Joe, Nick, Ken said Tell him we're coming down tonight. All right, once she gets home, she'll bring you down. I'll show you this equipment. Bruce Willis hooked us up. Man, when we go down in that hole, we got some videos to make. Everything everything you can think of with the paranormal activity, we got. Everything.
I already told you I'm with it, but you know, I'm not going until I'm safe.
Safe. And Sasquatch Journey sent us a harness and rope. Said we're going low. We're going low. We're going to lower your little scared ass down into that hole. Guys, he was scared to death. You seen him? You seen him hide behind the tree, talking about, "No, Dad, don't do it." I'll see when you get down here. See, he want to get off the phone now. He's scared. We start talking shit. He want to run. All right, Jeffrey, I love you. I'll see you when you get here, boy. But he was scared as shit to go near that hole. His girlfriend was up on top of the hole. He's 20 feet back behind the tree holding it. Dad, get away from the hole. You're going to fall. Dad, stop. Come on, man. How you going to find out if you don't go? We had to use her Kane's brother for bait. That was it worked though. All right, on to the Todd standing. I know you guys. Listen, guys. He's a good guy. He got a lot to offer. He very, very heavily trained military wise. He's a Navy SEAL, ex-Navy SEAL. He got a lot to put on the table. He got a lot to offer. But at the same time, he wants $1 million for what he got to offer. And to me, that's highway robbery. It's a con and it's at its best. And I don't like that. He turned me totally against him. I learned a lot from him, and I still do. I watched the PA Bigfoot one. I mean, I listen to what he says. He's right on everything he says, but at the same time, he's trying to get rich off of what he's doing, and that's not to me. I don't believe that's the way to bring the best way in my head. The best way to bring Sasquatch to the front, to where the scientists have to look at it, to where they can't refuse it no more. They can't push it under the rug. They can't deny it. Flood the internet with it. Whatever pictures you got, whatever footage you got, don't sit on it. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. Don't put it in a safe. Don't let the game commission, the BLM, none of them push you under the rug or hide the shit. Put that shit on YouTube, Facebook. Push it out there and push all the proof that you can possibly push out on the social media, to where the scientists have no choice but to turn their head and say, "Well, there they are." I have to say they're there because they made us. And that's the only way you're gonna put them in their place is to put the shit in their face, to where they can't rebuke it. You can't just go take all these thousands and thousands of dollars of donations, go out there, get all this footage, and still hold it. You don't release none of the footage, but you just got paid all these thousands of dollars for your work, for what you got, and you still want to hold it and then sell it to the Netflix for another 20, 30,000. I mean, that's not bringing Sasquatch to the. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not that's all bad in my book. That's all bad, and I'm not about that. Now, at the same time, it does cost money to do what you want to do and get what you got to get there. I understand that, but at the same time, there's a line, and when you're taking advantage of something, it's that's where I'm at with it. He crossed that line a long time ago. It seemed like the last 4 videos that he put out, every word out of his mouth got to do what he needs 200 people donating $20 a month to him. He said that's all I need. Everything is about money with him. Every other sentence is a way of gaining money, or give me $50, I'll talk to you. Give me $5,000, we'll go to the woods together. I'm not doing that. I'm not about that. Let's go for free. Let's give him gas money, have him drop us off. $20, that's the most it's going to cost us to get up, dropped off at the mountain. Hey, with thanks to Pam, I ain't got to worry about batteries. Thanks to Mr. Willis, I ain't got to worry about equipment. That's what I'm talking about. Now I can go to work, get some proof that they're there, and flood the internet with it. And that's my plan for this year. And then I hope everybody else jumps on board. Colorado Bigfoot, everybody, Woodburger Farm, he's already on board, putting everything that he can possibly put up. I mean, that's where we're at. That's where we're going. We're going to get it. This year going to be the year that they're going to recognize Bigfoot. Colorado already pretty much recognizing dirt in their little brochure of all the wildlife that's on their mountains. Sasquatch is in there. They spent a lot of money to put him in that brochure. So they're at least acknowledging in one state. Now let's keep on flood the internet with all the proof that you can possibly get for free. I'm not charging anything. Guys, all the researchers out there, don't worry about charging. Don't charge nothing. Put it up there. If you make something on YouTube, so be it. With the commercials, whatever, GoFundMe's, if that helps here and there, whatever. But if you get something, don't sell it. Put it up there. Show it to the world. Flood the internet with this shit. And that's where I'm at with that. But that is sad when it comes to him, because he got so much to offer. He can bring so much evidence to the table, and at the same time he want to get rich with it. But I understand. I understand. You know what I mean? That, but there's 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 a time. There's a like a fine line between. I'm just gonna leave it alone. You know what I mean? Before I get myself in trouble, I like the man. He's a great one. He's very experienced in the field, but he's taking advantage of the situation, and that's not fair to the Bigfoot world. It's not fair. It's just I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, you're right, Woodburger, but sometimes the truth hurt. But that's where I'm at with it. That's where I stand with it. And guys, I'm grateful for everything that you guys did for me when it comes to the donations. If it wasn't for them, shit, I can't even begin to explain where I would be at right now. Man, I went through. I'm not. That's see that I just went through the Todd standing. He keeps doing that shit. Like I give up my house 10 years ago. I give up 4 wives, 5 kids. Did we ask you to? Now we got to pay you because you did that. You did that because you love you. You got obsessed with something and you wanted to go do it, like I did. I found a hobby, something I enjoyed, going out in the woods with my kids, finding shit. He's trying to get rich. I keep ranting. I'm sorry, guys. He just that. Hey, I'm gonna leave it go. I'm gonna leave it go. But guys, if you get some proof, if you get proof, put it up there. Don't hold it for the world to see. I mean, that's a payment enough for the shit that you guys do for me. The equipment, the them little things, they make us stronger and giving us a better chance of going out there and actually getting better proof, better. I mean, just it's making us stronger. It's we're not trying to get rich off of it. We're trying to get the stuff that we need to get out there and put it up there. That there's a difference on that. You're right, Nate. I'm sorry. You can see the foot and the thumb now. Oh, the you talking about the three-toe tracks? It's called WTF is that part 1 through 4. It, the whole that whole 4 series is nothing on. It's all about that area, about them tracks. What I don't get it is the cultish followers that will watch and never question anything. Right. Put up some total crap out. Right. You're right about that. You're right. amped up. He Colorado Forest Bings. I check him out too. That's what I'm saying. We need more researchers like them, like Rick, Utah Sasquatch. He was out there. He was showing some shit. I mean, there's a few of us that's actually getting down and dirty, going out there doing what we enjoy doing, filming, spending time with our loved ones out in the woods, and enjoying life and filming along the way. And that's free. That don't cost $4,000 to go out there and do that. I don't see where he has the audacity to even come off with a number like that. $4,000. You know what that would buy? I could do a lot with $4,000. I wouldn't be going to him. I'll tell you that much. Shows the Bigfoot hair found turns green in certain forest light. You definitely want to watch this. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, man. I'm gonna check that out tonight. Yeah, I know. I already know. Cali is. I've never been there, but I plan on it here soon. I plan on soon. I don't think they're Bigfoot tracks either. But at the same time, now that I'm thinking about that video that Mo Sargi did overnight in the forest in the snow, he was inside of a TP structure. And when he lit the forest up, he did catch a creature running away. It looked Sasquatchy. It looked like a Bigfoot running away, cutting across there from him. It looked like it was kind of bluff charging him. But when he walked up to the prints, I remember them. It was the same three-toed tracks that I found over here. So I'm going to go back to most Sargent's. I'm going to find that video and see if I can. I'm going to see if I can use a little clip of his and the clip of mine and do a little like a little cover video on both of them, like the size them up to see if they're the same and see where he did that. I think he's from Canada. I don't know if he did that video in Canada or what's going on with that. But I'm gonna investigate that one. Them three toes tracks blew my mind. I've been thinking about them since I seen them, and everybody around me. Hey, did you hear anything on them tracks yet? Did you see? I don't know what they are, where they came from, or what they belong to, but I do know they're real. They definitely belong to a creature. If you watch that video step by step on each step that creature took, every step was different with them three toes. Especially going when he crossed the ice, when he stepped across the first step, he opened his toes wide like they was all the way open. And then his next step, he like curled his toes up, and it was like a ball going through. It broke clean through the ice. And then the next step was in a ball, and then the next step was off the ice puddle, and it opened up. His hand opened up in the step. So it's whatever it is real, without a shadow of a doubt. That thing is real. Most Sergeant from Canada, yeah. I'm not, but he always comes from Canada, U.S. with oh my gosh, James. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that video was done in Canada, but it's the same type of creature, same tracks. I'm definitely going to go back and see if I can use a clip of his footage of them tracks and compare it to mine, and I'll do a little video of that before I get out there. But I'm hitting Bigfoot land next, guys. For coming up for this week, you'll see I'm going over to Bigfoot land, drop this rain stick off, and I'm gonna work my way down into the bottom. I want to put that what's it called? It's not a deer cam. Plot watcher. I had to think of the name. I'm gonna put that plot watcher down in the bottom and leave it set there for a few months. Just let it go, forget about it. And then right around spring, like April, May, when they start coming out and start having their babies, everything moving around, coming to life. When the forest comes to life, that's when I'll go check it out and change the SD cards, and I'll leave it down there throughout the spring, throughout the summer. My nephew's dinosaur book. Where'd it go? As some bird-like creature with three toes in it. Yeah, I trust me. We've been a lot of us. I can't even just say me. A lot of us, a lot of you guys have been looking at tracks, different animal tracks in the Pennsylvania area, different area tracks in United States area, and then I even went to different animal tracks in the world, and them match up to nothing whatsoever. If you think it comes close to something, it's it's nowhere near it. Like the T Rex, it's kind of close in the front half from the where the mid dorsal break up to the toes is T Rex. From the middle half back is like a heel, like a human. So it's I'm leaning toward one. Like I'm not 100%, but I'm almost sure it's like a creation. Something created that thing, and it somehow got loose or came up. It's or maybe it could be something that revolved. I'm guessing, I'm speculating, but it's something that it's definitely in there. It's real, whatever it is. And hopefully, if we get lucky, we can get in there safely and catch it on film without anybody getting jacked up. Cal says it's a snake. Cal's full of shit. Hey, I wish it was as simple as a snake. Snakes don't make three-toed tracks, but them tracks blew my mind. And still to this day, I can't even say what it is. Jeff, I was directed to your channel by watching myself. Reliance 1.5 years ago today, I watched a video of his, and there was a loud window. It cut off. That's what I think, Debbie. Something scientists made. I have to go back and check my notes. Yeah, I've been in the cold like that. It's been cold out there. These this year so far we broke record lows and we broke record highs. It's like we're getting four seasons in a month instead of a year. Pennsylvania's seasons are just crashing with each other. I don't know what's going on with this weather. One week it's 0 degrees with the wind chill 25 below, and then 3 days later it'll be 65 degrees out. Everybody catching pneumonia, getting sick. It's like what the hell's going on with this weather? The harvesting of all the crops of farming going to be messed up. I mean it's going to be a bad year. And then if it ain't freezing, it's all rain. It's this weather's crazy. I'm telling y'all, it's blue from Jurassic World. Yep, same here in Michigan. Yeah, it's bad. This weather is just, it's yeah. Kanye got pneumonia, Carrie had pneumonia. Everybody's getting pneumonia around this area. And I see it a lot on the news. There's been a lot of cases coming up. Dennis, I already know. But when it comes to them man-eating snakes, you gotta go deep. You gotta go deep, deep, deep into the forest. They're out there. They're real. They're real. And if you want to see one and you don't think they're out there, go to Pittsburgh Zoo. They got a couple of them out there. Them snakes out there, Pittsburgh Zoo, man. My waist is nowhere near compared to how the thickness of them. They're huge. 22, 28 feet long. Some of them snakes are just monstrous. They're so big they can't even crawl. Stories below the ground level. Um, yeah, but when you talk about the stories below the ground level, Angela, you either get shut down, you get hacked, or worse. Reed Waters, good question. Let me find it. I know you said that you guys witnessed a rock being thrown on the other side of that slide. Do you think someone was on the other side of that hole? No, you can see on the other side of there, but there was Mount Laurel over there. Something something could have been over in that Mount Laurel. There was no human out there. We would have seen him when we came up around. We would have seen any person walking away or even just standing there because we came back up around that way. But while we was on this side, there's Mount Laurel over on that side where the cave in happened. Did somebody? I think Cayenne Pepper even said somebody was up there and kicked the rock down to cause that avalanche. Because that avalanche just we was just standing there and it just happened. I mean, and I was on live. What made it even weird? It seemed like while I was filming down there waiting for Kyle to come out the hole, the avalanche started and the battery died on the live stream. I was like, oh, these people think Kyle just got buried, and there was no way I could get in contact with you guys. I couldn't go live again. So I just had to film it. You guys had to see what happened. Well, Cayenne was filming. Cayenne, she has a pretty good hand, pretty steady hand with the camera. She's definitely she on the team with the camera. So when it comes to that camera work, Cayenne's on it. Mary, where you at? Mary's like my bodyguard. I like having Mary around. She'll you get out of hand. She like that nun with the rollers. She'll smack the shit out you. You see, you get out of hand. So you better watch out, Mary coming. Mary coming. So you gotta watch what you guys type. Thanks, Mary. Hey, that was the greatest thing I ever did. You guys don't get mad at Mary. She only doing her job. And if you get mad at her, you probably deserve it. So she only doing her job, and she doing a good job. He'll get it, Bobby J. All right, what I do, I know he always misses that part. I feel so sorry for what I missed. Let me go back up. These girls are cussing me out. Um, a whole bunch of people are going to work up in the mountain. I'm lost on that one. So we're gonna have to start all over again, guys. Dennis is a girl. Oh shit. Dennis, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought you was a guy. This whole time I'm talking to Dennis thinking he's a guy and is you guy or girl? Going on, Pam. Hey Pam, thank you for them batteries, man. And them shirt and the shirts. We were just talking about them shirts actually. Pam, what year was that you had that sighting on there? I was just telling them about that. Somebody was questioning them t-shirts, the type 3. I told them I think it was 75 or 76. You had that sighting. Oh, 72. See, Pam right there. She had the sighting of that creature right there back in 1972. And see, when you have a sighting like that, that sticks with you for a lifetime. I can remember my first sighting. It's like it happened just a couple minutes ago. That's something you never forget, and that's proof right there with Pam. It happened back in '72, and that image is still that fresh in her head that she can draw it out that in that great detail. That's that's fascinating. That's fascinating. You've seen it in Arkansas. Trying to get my kiddos ready for bed. I'll be in and out. Hey, real tough, my mate. Thanks for being around. You're fun to have around. experiments on things in that lab in the mountains at Area 51. Oh, well, that's not the only place. I don't even think they're messing around in the area no more. Be honest with you, I really do watch that kind of shit. I I've been on to it for a number of years. I don't talk about it for obvious reasons. There's a lot of things that happen, a lot of things that come up missing. And the thing that got me on that, what got me started, what got me like obsessed, that I had to know, I had to learn more, and it was I come across the Brandon Corey story, and I watched that whole series. It's on YouTube. It's called the Brandon Corey story. If you go watch that shit, now that that Congress shit, I don't know too much about. I didn't do my homework on it. That's just something I come across. The congressman trying to pass a bill. I don't know if that's real or not. But the Brandon Corey story, I did my homework on. Like I became a fast, just like that they did. It unfolds to where this one guy is trying to help his friend. His friend is trying to reveal, damn, a certain individual because of who he is, a reptile shapeshifter, and they're trying to reveal him. Like I guess years ago, they tried to break into the king's palace, and he actually made it up to the queen's palace. So he made it up to the queen's room and talked to her for like 10 minutes before her security came in and tackled him and whatever. Well, this Brandon Court, the Jude thought he was going to do the same thing with this certain individual that I can't really say, but he wanted to reveal that he was a shapeshifter, and he wanted to prove it on camera. He was doing a documentary on that one individual that you got to go check out, because I'm not coming up you like them. But there was a Marine that was giving him information. He said, he was, guys, you got to go watch it. I can't tell you what's going on because I'll get myself in trouble. But that Brandon Corey story got me involved with that shit, with that deluge, the Area 51, and all that. They ended up killing the Marine, his little 5-year-old daughter, and his wife. When all right, that's one ground one. Like that was exhibit one. I went and investigated that. You can look that up, the names. You can pull up the news article, and that like proved that he really did try to help him out. He gave him the story. He got him the job and to the place to reveal the person that he wanted to reveal. Check it out, guys. Brandon Corey story. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's once you get started with that, once you start watching it, it's like wow. And this individual that is I'm talking about, he's with like I think I went back 10 presidents, 10 different presidents. I don't want to say 10. Let's just to be let's just to be safe. Let's say I went back 5 or 6 presidents, 6 presidents ago, and some of them presidents ran 2 years, which is eight years for each president. Last 6 presidents, he was right around, right beside, whether he was Secretary of Defense, Vice President. He was always around the president, no matter what. He was always there, and you can go back, type in with the president, and this dude is right there with him. He was with Bush on a hunting spree, shot the man in the face, quail hunting. When the quail's on the ground, the Brandon Corey story, guys. Check that shit out. And then them tries kind of fit into that when you put everything together. And the outcome of that Brandon Corey story is not good at all. Either one of them is talking today about it. The one that's left is under 24-hour surveillance. He has an in-home nurse that comes in every day. He can't even, you can't get near him. They want him dead, and eventually they're going to get him. There was 4 of them. There's one left. So odds ain't good for him. But once I watched the Brandon Corey story, and it's just like domino effect. You go and study this part to see if this really happened. Then you go over here to see if that detective was there and if he's real and if why didn't he detect anything or why didn't he do his job and why did they shut him up? Then they hire a private detector and that private detector starts investigating and he says, man, if they're using this kind of shit and they're making things like that disappear, he quit. He didn't want no parts of that. I mean, you don't understand what I'm talking about now, but when you go back and watch, yeah, Gene said it. I ain't say it. Gene said it up there, but the Brandon Corey story is right. Real mom is it's a very deep rabbit hole. When you go down into that hole, go into it very, very cautiously because that hole can collapse on you very, very fast. It don't matter if you're very famous or if you're infamous. It don't matter. Just watch it and mess with that shit with caution. Phil Snyder, that's a prime example. I mean, I don't mess with that shit. Ready to hit the martial law. See, Gene, oh, you're just trying to get me in trouble. I'm trying to avoid them conversations. You guys are right on the money. You know what's going on in the world. If you just want to join that rabbit hole, I'm not trying. I've been down it. I watched it for a couple of years. A military dude come knocking. Let me tell you that story real quick. From watching the Brandon Corey story and like Googling different names from that story and investigating, a military guy came, an army guy come knocking on my door. I wasn't home. Carrie answered the door. He knocked on the door and she answered. And his introduction was his platoon's getting ready to get shipped out to war, and they're taking donations for the platoon to get supplies. All right, hold on. And she said, well, we got 5 kids. We really ain't got no money. We're on fixed income. Right over there across the street, they just remodeled their whole house. You go over there and ask them that they got money. They got money to rebuild their house. They got all these new cars. Go check them out. And the army guy started asking her questions. Who all lives in the house? Where do I work? When do I come home? Just like questioning her, just asking her basic questions that he shouldn't be asking her, and he shouldn't even be knocking on the door for no kind of asking for donations to get employed out when you get you sign on, you enlist in the Army, Marines, or whatever. You're funded. You're fully funded. Whenever you sign on, you're getting paid to go do whatever tour you got to do, and whatever you need for that tour, they give it to you. Whatever equipment you need is there before you even get there. So with his bullshit line to come and knocking on my door saying that he's taking donations for his platoon because again, I never seen that before in my life. And then to ask her questions about who all lives in the house, how many kids, how much do I make, when do I come home? And then when he left after all that shit was over, when he got back in his Humvee, he didn't go next door or across the street, knocked on any of them doors. He pulled straight out and left. He headed out of Carnesville. So that right there tells you that he's checking in on me, see what I know, what I'm doing, and I left it alone. I never went back to it. I never effed with it since, and I'm not going to get back into that subject. But somehow you guys got me back into it, talking about it, and I'm gonna leave it alone. With check out the Brandon Corey story, and then that rabbit hole will take you somewhere you don't want to be. Just tread that hole lightly. Because that story is 100% real. I investigated that story. It just fascinated me that these things like infiltrated us all these years ago, and we don't even know it. Like 80% of the world population has no idea that the human race has been and infested with something else other than us. I see it, and now that I open my eyes up with the Brandon Corey story, and I'm running with it now. I see this. I see it on the news. Like when in the mornings, I'm watching Channel 11 news, Channel 4 news. The anchor's eyes will get the slits. They'll shift. They'll flicker. They'll do some crazy shit. It's hey, they're there. They're real. I went. I had my own personal encounter, not just on TV watching the news and shit like that. I was with my uncle at Lowe's, and you know how they always got that person standing as you're coming out the doors, and they'll have that the worker there making sure you don't run out with shit. Well, we just got done checking out. We coming through with some plywood or something, and I looked over at this lady's face, and her eyes flickered at me, and it like it's like she knew that I knew what she was, type of thing. Like she was letting me know that some weird shit. I looked at her, her eyes like flickered, like they hurry up and I don't know, they blinked without blinking. The best way I could describe it. And it put an instant fear through my body. And I hurry up and look down, like, why did she do that? What was that about? And still to this day, I don't know what that was about. I just looked over, looked at her straight in the face, and her eyes just did that snake slit thing. And I put my head there. I had so much fear to shoot through my body instantly, like I got like she can kill me right now and there's nothing I can do. She's 2 feet from me and she just did that right in front of my face. That scared the shit out of me. I don't mess with it. They're real. They're there. You want to mess with it? Go ahead. More power to you guys. Don't involve me in with it. I I had enough of that. I just don't want to go back to it. But if they're real, they're here. I seen them firsthand. It was as firsthand. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Did you hear the Howard Stern show where the lead singer from Smashing Pumpkins admits to seeing someone shapeshift in front of him? Well, just recently, Putin. It was what 2 months ago. Putin went. Oh, guys, before Putin released it, he went to visit the Queen of England, and she transformed in front of him, and he said that he thinks that she was trying to show her strength by doing that to him, trying to intimidate him, and he said he wasn't intimidated. California Bigfoot. But he said it didn't phase him. He was actually on live TV talking about her shifting. There was a big thing about that. But with that, I'm gonna leave that go, guys. Too many, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people came up messing with that subject. Just I'm not trying to be one of them. I have seen a lot of stuff and experienced. Yeah. I didn't really, that was my first and only experience at Lowe's with that woman. It's like she knew that I knew, pretty much type of deal. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But when I got eye contact with her, she did it. Like, I felt like Putin said, it was like a scare tactic. Like she was trying to intimidate me. Like she pretty much did. I bowed down like a dog put his tail between his legs. I folded up just like that. When she did that, it's like I was like a little scared puppy with his tail between his legs, ready to run off. That's how much it scared me when I seen it. It's like a show of fear or whatever. They can put that fear in your body like you wouldn't believe. The Lowe's lady wanted to know if you were being like she was. I don't know what it was, but that's what happened. And I put my head down and I walked out. And I've been thinking about it ever since. I told my uncle, he was right there with me, but he didn't see it. It's like, I don't know what he was doing, but he didn't see her do it. It freaked me out. I seen it a lot on TV or on different movies, and I see it on the news, the anchors. The one black guy that was out there, I seen he was out there talking about the news, the weather, or something like that. and a fly flew out in front of him, and he couldn't resist. The tongue flew out, grabbed the fly, and brought it back. They had to hurry up and try to cut. There's a lot of shit on online that reveals them. You just got to know what you're looking at. Right, Gene? You're definitely right about that. And it's looking like it's heading down that way. But guys, I don't want to turn that into this kind of channel. David, like, I'm not turning into him either. See, you gotta, man. How can I say this? David, like, if you're gonna go that route, you gotta look at David Icke's old shit before they got to him, before they scrambled his brain, before they messed with him. You gotta look at David Icke his first couple years, and then they got to him, and then they switched it. Things started changing, and when it comes to David, like the first couple of years is all real legit, 100%. He's on to it, and then he kind of turns it into a fairy tale toward the end. You could tell the difference between the one David Icke and the next if you follow him. But that's something totally. That's something I don't even want to mess with, guys. Kim, I'm saying that there's a lot of reptilian videos on YouTube, shape shifting shit. If you want to go check them out, they're just different ones. Oh shit, you're right. Conspiracies definitely are fake. Sorry about that, FBI. See, I said I didn't want to get into that shit. God forgive me. I ain't get back into it. And FBI guy, I'm not talking. It's all conspiracies, all that shit. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. Hey, I'm sticking with Bigfoot. Now let's go back to Bigfoot. Sorry, Mr. FBI guy. Enjoy your rest of your show, cause we go back to Bigfoot land. We leaving that shit for the people that's already missing. This is why I didn't want to get into it, guys. Damn. That was quick. Where'd you come from? No, Nate. No, no. Don't do that, Nate. Nate the cat, don't do that. I know. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, FBI. I ain't talking shit. I swear I ain't. I'm just telling all lies. Conspiracy. That's all it is speculation and conspiracies. And that's all it is, Mr. FBI guy. And I'm sorry that I even touched base on that. It was a conversation that got brought up and we kind of ran with it. But we're going to take it back to Bigfoot land. Mr. FBI guys, sorry about that. Let's change this shit up, guys, because that was quick. We're going to leave that alone. No more, guys. No more for this channel. You guys are interesting. Hey, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yes, they do, Tim. Yes, they do. Pam, you're definitely right. But I'm scared. Guys, hey, watch out for me, guys. Watch out for me. Yeah, I had to smoke a bugler on that one. It's got me sweating over here. But anyways, about this paranormal shit, guys. I knew eventually one of these days you guys are gonna get me in trouble. Yeah, right, Angela. But this camera, guys, this new camera that Mr. Willis hooked us up with, it's got face recognition. It's going to be good for the paranormal world and the Bigfoot world because if something's out there in the bushes moving around and in the lower bushes, the face recognition is going. If I don't see it, that box is going to light up and go right to it. I seen them on TV. I've always wanted one. I knew that if something like that would definitely come in handy in the Bigfoot world. Take note, in the near future, we will reveal a real life. Listen, FBI guy, this ain't that kind of channel. Um, hey, we don't do conspiracy. I don't even know how we start talking about that shit. Um, we ain't gonna talk about it no more. We're gonna keep it Bigfoot. And if you don't like that, just let me know. We can change that up. Ever seen these 360 cam? Yeah, I seen them, but I can't afford them. I can't afford one, and I think it'll be like a little bit too confusing at first, pretty much because when you're looking through that, all you're seeing everything around you. It kind of loops around in a circle, and that would be confusing. That if you do see something, you're not going to actually know where the hell to even turn to even. I don't know if that will work in the Bigfoot world with them 360 cans, but they would cover a lot. I mean, as of getting them on film, might work a lot better, but actually seeing them and knowing where to look for, that's something different. So you have probably have your goods and your bads with them. Hey, I don't know if he fake or real or whatever, but it was timely fashion, and we was talking about the wrong shit, and he put us in check. So that's all that matters. We done talking about that shit, Mr. FBI guy. In terms of Bigfoot, he once worked for us. See, hey, I heard some stories down that line, so it's not that far fetched at all. At all. Um, Cayenne Pepper, you and Jeffrey might need to hurry up. I need some backup. Federal body inspector. Gene, you better watch. Mary, you shouldn't have did that. Right? They, all right, man. Shit get real on tonight's live stream. You see, I'm still red. But that's what happens. That's exactly what happens when you go down that hole, that rabbit hole. You do not want to get down in, as you see. We was just talking, touching base with just one show that's on YouTube. And what's Jeff? You talk about me or little Jeff? Oh, you don't know nothing about. I'm not. No, that's how they roll. They come in quick and shut you down. Ain't shit you can do about it. and Angry Bigfoot. I was looking for you. Why would I be looking for you? Check him out later. Yeah, I definitely will, Dennis. It always is. This channel is crazy. Yeah, Nova, you seen what just happened? As soon as you start talking about that, man, they shut you down quick, real quick. Gene, you're crazy. You're crazy. Hey, they, man, road clock. You really gotta tread lightly with that shit. And that's a prime example right there. I had him knock on my door once. I'm not going back down that road again. I don't. Mm-mm. I'll indulge in what I'm indulging in when it comes to Bigfoot world, but when it comes to that shit, they don't want it out there at all whatsoever. And I'll leave it at that. Yes, comments is just I don't. I looked at FBI guy's channel, nothing on it, one subscriber. That's how they do it. That's how you know it's. That's how you. That's, yeah, right. But on the same hand, guys, I don't. What's it called? Let me think. There's a there is an interview out there. Oh shit! What the hell is it called? Damn, that's some. It's on the tip of my tongue too. Right, G. But it's there was a volcano there, Mount. I don't think it was Mount St. Helens. It'll come to me. It'll come to me before the story's over. But there was eruption. I want to say it was Mount something. It was a big eruption. It's like a sleeping giant. It erupts once every couple hundred years. Well, once it erupted, I'm thinking it's Mount St. Helens. But once it erupted, the next day, the building land management, the game commission, all them came in. They sent in special forces to go through the forest and gather up all the wildlife and like piles and separate piles. And this dude he was a game commission. He on his deathbed, he told the story. I guess he only had a couple months to live, and he wanted to get the story out. So it's fascinating story. I'm going to get the name of that place, the name of the interview, because it's very interesting. I think one of you guys even turned me onto the story. But whenever they went in to do assessment on all the animals that was killed, they was piling up like the moose over here, the deer over here, and then like getting a count of everything that they lost. Well, they had a special tent over in one of the sections, and they was taking all the Sasquatch and putting them inside there. They had like 4 game commissioners and a couple Navy, two men killed, or they killed 2 Navy SEALs or something like that. I don't know. I'll get to it. Mount St. Helens. There was a big fire and worked with a lot of Bigfoot to go from cave to cave to yeah, Angry Bigfoot. It's Mount St. Helens. That's it. Check that interview out. Angry Bigfoot. You know what he's talking about. That's what I knew. That interview is fascinating. They had an Indian guy that spoke Sasquatch, and when they brought him the big Sasquatch in, the Indian was they was communicating with each other, and then they went to cave to check to see who made it and who didn't. That man, they couldn't make up a story like that. Just you had to listen to that. It's Mount St. Helens when they had that big fire and they worked with that one live Bigfoot. He was hurt, and they was going around that amazing story. And some of the things that the FBI guy said checked out with what the game commission said in that interview. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Nick. But it was a fascinating story, nonetheless. 1980 was grieving over dying Bigfoot. Yeah, that sound he made. And then they shot it when he walked away. The government shot it. There was an army commander that told them at the end, yes, we know they exist, but we keep it quiet to preserve their that. And I think that has a lot of truth to it, too. That's exactly what they told him. He said, "You see what we're doing here, and they're not trying to hurt nobody. They're just trying to live amongst us, pretty much." And that was the way that he came at him. It made him want to keep it quiet, keep him protected, and that's kind of smart coming from them. Is it messing up, Lori? Lori was actually Lori. I seen you. I think it was Lori, and I think Pam was in that live stream at that interview with that guy. She was asking questions with him. I seen in the comments. What is the name, Jeff? Um. Shit. I want to say Angry Bigfoot. Do you remember the name of that interview? Was it Mount St. Helens interview or that Jay acknowledged for you? I'll check that out. Don't know why. Because we're talking about shit we ain't supposed to. Pretty much, it was the Sills one. Yeah, Lori, you was in it. Lori was in. I remember seeing Lori on there talking, asking questions. Yeah. Well, no, what you was in both of them. There was two Sasquatch or Sills killed two Sasquatch. That was one interview, and I don't think it was that was the interview. I'm not sure. I don't think that was. I think it was called Mount St. Helens eruption. Here's the link to it. Angry Bigfoot. Just put it up right there. There's a link to that interview. Check that out. It's very interesting, and it lines up with what the FBI guy's saying. If you listen to that interview, and what the interview dude said about they work for him from time to time. Bigfoot conspiracy on Mount St. Helens. Check that out. That's the name of it. It's a fascinating story. The dude, I mean, he was choked up even telling the story when he only had a couple months to live. I guess they made him sign a 50-year treaty that he wouldn't say anything within the 50 years, and there was a whole thing about it. That one I kind of believe. That one struck home. Just the way the dude, you can. Well, I can't say you can, but I can. I can read. I'm good at reading people. Like when they come, somebody comes over. I know what they want before they come. I know pretty much what's on their mind. I know what kind of energy they're going to throw off at me before I can sense little things like that. That's the type of person that I am. Thanks for the laugh. Hey, I wasn't going. I wasn't going to do it this week because I've been having some problems, guys, with with the hearing. the headaches and the girl aches. There's a few things I got to clean up this year, and I'm working on. It cost me yesterday's live stream, but guys, I'm human. I make mistakes sometimes, do some dumb things. Lori definitely is. She's every time I'm watching a live stream and reading the comments, Lori's in there asking, "Hey, what about what was they saying?" Or she's just like in them. She's asking question after question, and then I go on to the next interview, just listening to because that's what I do at nighttime before I go to bed. I'll listen to Bigfoot Odyssey, some of his interviews. He got a lot of good stuff up, and I'll fall asleep just listening to interviews and watching the comments going through. And Lori's like, she's in it. She's on the game. She's definitely at the top of it. She's like the number one asking questions at the individual that's giving the story or whatever. They said they pulled the bodies to the one side. Uh, yeah, and frightened them away. You think they sealed the cave? I don't think so. Listen, that it's an old stone quarry. That cave been in that condition for the last 50 years. It I can't say 50 years, but at least I know for the last 10 years it's been in that condition. My uncle showed me it years and years ago on quads. We used to take the quad up so far back in, turn around, and come back out. That cave always been in that condition for years. There was no reason that's not a reason for them to use that. It's that's not why they sealed it up. That's definitely not the reason why they sealed that cave up, without a doubt. Yeah, that definitely the 411. I don't think it's Bigfoot. I'm not saying that let me retract that. The Paul Pallades, um, I can't say it ain't Bigfoot because we have the rogue bears, and then they come in, and then they'll take the bears, capture them, they'll put it down, or they'll take it deep somewhere else and relocate it. Maybe we have rogue Sasquatches. Maybe they're juvenile Sasquatches just leaving the group. Maybe they become rogue and start snatching shit up that they shouldn't. Or I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't on that one. I can't say that they're not taking people because I did have that one encounter when the two of them try to come down and take Mike. So when it comes to kids and women, I think that's a different ball game. But I don't think that I don't I think that they had a million chances to take me. They could have took me so many times. They came up in my face at nighttime. They should have just knocked the shit out of me, and they chose not to. So at the same time, I can't say that they are taking people because I have no proof of it. They could have took me a million times. At the same time, when they tried to come down after Mike, I was running back at Mike when they was coming on the other side at Mike. I was hollering for Mike to get down. I don't know if my voice stopped him and made him stop and cut to the left instead of I don't even think that stopped him. I don't know what stopped him from keep on continuing on down to grab Mike. They thought about it and they stopped and they cut off to the left. They left him alone. They didn't take him, and there was nothing I could have did to stop him. There was two of them coming down at Mike to take Mike, and there was nothing I could do. I felt so helpless. All I could do is just run toward him and just Mike, get down. I was hollering, get down. That's all I could do, and the first big one stopped and cut. It took off in between bushes to the left, and the little one followed behind him. And I grabbed Mike. I said, "Man, I knew that I messed up when I left him. I told him to stay right here. Let me go over here and see what pushed the tree down." They split us up on purpose. They intentionally pushed the tree over in front of us. I said, "Mike, stay right here. I'm gonna go over. Whatever pushed that tree over is still there. I can't see where it's at, but it didn't leave. I didn't hear it leave. It's still there. So I told him to stay there, and I walked. As soon as I got over on the other side of the root ball, where it was, I started hearing twigs snapping over by Mike. So I'm thinking that it was Mike messing around over on the trail, breaking shit. So I kept on looking, filming, we're trying to figure out what pushed this tree over at us. And then I heard cracking again. I turned around and looked back at Mike. I see Mike looking at me, and I still heard the cracking on the other side of Mike. And then that's when I seen the big black one, like walking, taking big steps right toward Mike. And I said, "Oh my God, that's for Mike. They're taking my son on film." And I was running at Mike. Mike, get down, get down. That's for you. And then they stopped and ran to the left, and then little one followed him over. I was like, oh my God, I'll never leave you by yourself. I knew that I messed up because I left him. I walked away and left him there by himself. I said, I would never, ever leave you by yourself again. Never, never. I will never walk away from you again. And I think that, I don't know if it's my voice from running back, hollering, Mike, get down, that stopped him, because there was nothing I could physically do to stop him if they wanted to come and take Mike. So I guess the moral of my story is, it is possible that they are taking kids. They made a move like they was going to take him, but they didn't. And I can't explain why. I don't know if it was because I was hollering, running back at him, and they changed their mind, but they was definitely coming. I caught it on film. I sent the evidence, the video to BFRO, Bigfoot Association, and a couple of days later, they get back at me and tell me that they analyzed the footage, and they said it was 3 bears involved. 2 bears was throwing rocks. One of the bears pushed the tree over, and 2 bears were coming down at Mike on 2 feet and ran off. I, their response was so fucked up. It blew my mind that they would even come out with came out with a story that a bear on 2 feet ran off through the freaking woods, and tell me that bears are throwing rocks at us, pushing trees up. And it was on video. Everything was, I filmed the whole thing happen. It unfolded right in front of us. And I sent the video into them, and they came at me that it was bear running off, running after my son, pushing trees over, throwing rocks at us. It was black bear. And I responded. It wasn't nice, I'll tell you that. It was the most crocker shit that I've ever heard in my life. And from that point on, anything that has to do with association at the end of that name, I don't want nothing to do with. I don't. I know what you're here for, and I don't want nothing to do with that. You can protect them all you want. You can do what you do, and I'm gonna do what I do. Will Smith on crack streaming live. That's what I am, asshole. See, this earache and this sore throat got me feeling a certain kind of way. Mary, thanks. Guys, if you don't like who I am or what I am or what I do, you ain't got to watch at all. You ain't even got to subscribe. And I'm not going to stop what I'm doing just because one individual or 10 individuals for that matter. Actually, I care less if any of y'all watch. I'm still going to do what I do. And because I'm doing what I do out there, that's why I'm getting shit like this. That tells me I'm getting somewhere. So I'm going to keep on coming. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. And we're going to keep on filming. That's the way I look at it, Angry Bigfoot. When they come at you like that, that's usually when you're getting close to something and they're trying to steer you off, or they don't want the truth out, and they'll try to jam you up with some retarded shit like that. That's the smartest thing he could come up with. A crack-headed Will Smith. If anything, I look like a stoned Will Smith. Couldn't you come up with that one? They had to go straight to a crackhead. Shit. Geniuses out in this world. Thanks, Jim. That means a lot. Going on Bigfoot World. Base Slayer. Karen, I ain't. It's just I'm in one of them moods. I'm taking my personal life and with the Bigfoot world, and I shouldn't mix that. I'm gonna keep that shit separated. I still have some anxiety from last night, guys. My apologies. My apologies, guys. If I lose my cool a little bit today, it's just I have zero patience for dumbasses in the world. I can care less for dumbasses. I speak nothing but the truth, and that's some of my problem. I don't hold nothing back like I should. And if I think about it, I'm going to say it. And that's just the type of person I am. I need to learn how to hold back some, and but fuck it, that's just me. And if y'all like it, hey, I try to keep it real, 100%. That's who I am. That's who I've been in the military at a young age, and that's one of the first things they teach you. All you are and all you have is your word, and without your word, you're shit. It don't matter how much money you have, you're only good as your word. And I try to keep it real with you guys and with the people around me. That's how I was wired. So if you don't like some of the real shit that comes out, hey, I apologize because it's coming out regardless. If I'm thinking about it and I see something that seems to be facts, I'm gonna throw it out there. Whether it spites me to come back and haunt me later or not, I kind of still do it and suffer consequences later. But anything like Tim says, yeah, that's why. Anything with association. Let me break it down for you. They bashed my channel for that reason. It has association at the end of it. And its association is being funded by another agency. They're associated with something else. So BFRO, WBFRO association, you're associated with something else, a paid entity that's funding you to do something, a job, certain contract. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Well, that's what they do, and that's what they're there for. They're turn us away. You come up with some proof, some solid proof, and they're going to go. They're going to even sound retarded saying it. Oh, that's a baritone rock out. You don't worry about it. Better luck next time. That's pretty much what they told me. A bear. I mean, I got them 10 feet, 15 feet away from me, coming at us, and they cut off to the left, and it's a bear. And then my channel mysteriously got hacked, and I lost all them 300 some videos gone, history, uh, from the work of the association groups. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to see what happened. I know what happened, and I started over. I'm 300 some videos into the second channel. This is about the time when shit goes wrong. So, guys, I'll start again. I'll start a third channel. I'm not going to stop. You're right, Northern Minnesota Sasquatch. You're so right. But what can you do? But take it and keep going. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm gonna keep on doing. They ain't stopping me. Not on that. Not on this Bigfoot world shit. You might get me on that reptilian shit, and I'm not going to touch base on that. I won't go near that because they have zero tolerance for that subject. But when it comes to the Bigfoot world, I'm I'm not gonna give that up. And I'm getting into the paranormal shit. I'm really not getting into it. I'm pretty much being thrown into it because of the shit that happened to the Fred, the possession of Fred. He was possessed good 2-3 months, gone. You look at him, he stare right through you. You try to talk to him, he wasn't nobody home for a couple months. He was gone. And that just like what the hell has that power that could get inside somebody's body just like take over your whole motor skills. Do what, man. Fred was guys. Some of you guys don't even know this, but Fred. I'm telling. This is 6, 8 months later. I'm sorry, dude. I'm telling. This is what happened. I'm not going to get into full detail because some of it's for Fred's privacy. So I'm gonna leave some of it alone. But on one occasion, his girlfriend was in bed sleeping. She woke up to horns being. They lived where they lived at. Their house was right on the front street of a highway. All right. His girlfriend was sleeping. She woke up to some horns being blown. When she got up to look out the window, Fred's in the middle of the highway, staring, just standing there, hands to his side, staring. Traffic flying, oncoming traffic, blowing the horn. The cars are blowing the horns at him. Then they're whizzing past him, and he's just standing there. No human is going to step out in the middle of in the middle of all these cars and just stand there and let him come flying, whizzing past him like he's trying to get hit, but he wasn't there. And then the cities came up, the city police came up and seen him there. They blocked the one side of him off. They called back up and they started blocking the traffic off to see what's wrong with this dude. They thought he was strung out on some shit, but whatever was in that cave had a hold of him, and it made him go out into the middle of the highway and stand there. And the cop wanted to 302 him, but his girlfriend ended up talking the cop out of it. And like, he's been like this. We're trying to work with him. He's been going on for 3 weeks. She told the cop, and she pretty much persuaded the cop. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He's like, just get him in the house, get him off the freaking street. And that's what they did with him. And the cop didn't do nothing. And then I went up there and I found him in the tub. And she couldn't get him out the tub. He was in the tub for like 6 hours, just laying in the tub of water. He couldn't get him out. She said, "Could you help me come up here and get him? I can't get him out of the tub." So I went up there and he was like laying there staring at the ceiling. He wasn't there. He just straight through you, gone. Fred was gone. And I was like, "Hey, Fred, man, I never seen him like this. No man, I never seen no man like this." And like, "Fred, come on. Out there a towel. Like, this is it, man. I had enough. I can't see you like this no more. You would do this for me. Get the F up, get dressed. Let's go up to the hospital, get this taken care of, or I'm calling the ambulance. I'm done. I can't do this no more. I'm not going another day watching you like this." And then finally I got him in the car. I got him up to the hospital, and I couldn't get him out the car and into the wheelchair. I went into the hospital, got a wheelchair, brought it out. I couldn't get him out the car into the wheelchair. It's like I was trying to wrestle him and fight him to get him into the wheelchair. He was gone. It's like, "Fred, man, come on, man." I had state police out and pulled out in front of the car. Fred's acting up like they think I'm trying to beat him up. I'm trying to get him out the car. It was like I was scared for him. It was bad. And then I finally went in. I got these 2 nurses to come out and help me get him into the chair, and we got him into the chair. And I tried to push him up the ramp to the hospital, and he had his feet down, and it's like he was using them as brakes. I couldn't. He wouldn't lift him up. Like, I tried to pick his feet up to put him back. Like, "Fred, man, come on, man, help me help you. Let's just get in here, get checked out. Let's see what's wrong with you, man. Let's just do it." And then finally, finally, after a half hour out in the middle, out in the front of the emergency room, I finally got him up in there. He gets up from the chair and starts walking off into the security office. He's going off. He's talking to the nurse, turn around, he's walking into the security office, talking like walking off that direction. Like, oh my God. So we finally get him, the nurse wants us to get him back into this bed. And he won't, we can't pull him. Fred's 6'6", 280 pounds. You can't just pull this dude. He just, it was all bad. Then we finally coaxed him into the bed, and they want to do this CAT scan, but he has to tell the nurse, acknowledge that, and give consent to the CAT scan or whatever. and he couldn't answer, he couldn't respond, he couldn't even see that you was there. And I was telling the lady, just give it to him. He can't say yeah because he's not there. So they wouldn't give him the scan because he wasn't acknowledged or tell the lady that he accepted the scan or whatever. They refused to give it to him. So then they tried another thing. They sent another nurse over to take blood from him to see if he was strung out on drugs or something. So as soon as she poked him with the needle, he snapped out of it like, yo, where am I at? What are you doing to me? He was there. I said, oh shit, Fred. And then he's like, what am I doing here? Why you got me here? He didn't know where he was. He was back. So I said, hey, nurse, I was calling for the nurse, like, come over here. Fred's back. Ask him for the scan. She came over. She said, "Do you want us to go ahead and give you the scan?" Fred said, "What am I doing here?" And then she said that your friend brought you in to get checked out. You wanted to get the scan done, and quick as she said that, he was gone again. So nothing happened there. He ended up didn't get the scan done. They took the blood work. Nothing came. No drugs. None of that came back. They shipped him out on his own because he wouldn't consent to this CAT scan. And that's one of the procedures they start to see what's wrong if he was having a stroke or something. But he was gone again. So they kicked him out. Pretty much they kicked him out. Still like that. Still gone. It's like, what do I do? Who do I turn? If the hospital won't help, the churches won't help, who do I turn to? It's like I'm trying to help my friend, but I don't know who to turn to help him. And I was like at a dead end road with it, and like every day was getting bad with him. I was like I didn't know what to do. I even found myself like pushing back from him because I didn't know how to help him. It's like he's gone. How do I get him back? I don't know what to do. I was out of options. It's like he's my friend. I can't just leave him like that. He wouldn't do it to me. And then finally, just like every day went on, I just kept talking to him, inviting him down, bullshitting with him, getting him out in the woods, like just keeping him busy. And then slowly he started coming around, coming back. He started talking. He started like coming back slowly and slowly. But he's still not 100%. He still never got no treatment for that. Still never no. To this day, we don't know what happened. If he was possessed, if there was something physically wrong with him, what happened, we don't know. But he was gone for a good 2 months. He's still not 100%. It's every now and then he gets a little weird. He draws back, he gets quiet, and just sits there. He still ain't 100% yet, but he's a lot better than when it first happened. And it happened in that cave. We was both going into that cave. One of the first couple trips in there, we was sliding down into the rocks. As we was going down, I was praying. I was like, God, watch over us as we're going down in here into the unknown. And something said that was weak. When I was praying going down, EVP, I heard it right in my ear. It picked up on film and everything. It said that was weak. And then I went over to Fred's like, did you just hear that? And it looked like something grabbed Fred's ankles and ripped him because he went straight back on it. His feet went up in the air and he went straight back. And we was going on the downhill climb, going down gravel. So you're pretty well dug in, like as you're shimmying down the hill, for his feet to get ripped out from underneath of him with nothing in front of him at all whatsoever. And he landed on his back. And it was like, after that, it was no more good after that. Fred was he was done after that. And then like 3 months later, 2 months later, he started coming back around. And Gene, you was one of them that witnessed. There's a few of you that witnessed what happened and like followed that process. He's just now half normal. You know what I mean? He's at least he's talking to us. He's I don't know. But I'm still here. Yeah, I mean, I'll help him any way I can when it comes to that shit. but it's just not too much. I don't know about that. And that's what threw me into the paranormal world is something that strong that can do that to a human, to a person that strong. Hey, I gotta learn more about that. So I was just going out going out with the camera and to some haunted places and film whatever happened. But with this equipment, I'll be able to do a lot more. I'll be able to get to the bottom of a lot more, see what's going on. Yeah, me too. He's almost back to normal. He's pretty cool. Well, that's the thing. We've been back in that. No, actually, we haven't. We haven't really been back in that cave since that shit happened because they pretty much sealed the top of it up. After that happened with Fred, they sealed that top up and we couldn't get back in that. We just we really didn't want back in that. But I felt like that's where it happened at. If we was going to get rid of whatever it was, we had to go back into that spot and hope that whatever got a hold of Fred, I was hoping in a way, in the sense that we could ask you to stay here. This is where you belong. I pray that, man, give Fred the power to come back and whatever took over and just leave, stay here. But that's really what got me into the paranormal world. That experience with Fred and that whole, and just not only that, when we spent the night in there, there was a lot of events that happened, a lot of things that happened in that cave. The one event was when I set the camera up on us where we were sitting at. I put the camera up facing on us, and there was one point where the camera started shaking. While we was all in the shot in the frame, the camera started shaking. Or the one time when we was all walking together, I was the last one in line, and I filmed a set of eyes up on the wall. And then I didn't see it. The camera picked it up, and then I went around this big rock boulder and to follow Fred, and I think Mike was with us. And it sounded like something ran up into the gravel right there behind me, and and then stopped, like it slid into the gravel right behind me. I had to hurry up and turn around. There was nothing there. I kept hearing mommy down in there. I mean, there was just so much paranormal shit going on inside that cave. That's that's what got it. That's what got me into the paranormal world. So I'm gonna start that shit on Jeff's Real World. It's coming up soon. Richard, the Appalachian is, you're right about that. And I was looking the other day. That's one of our expeditions. One of that Lori, you was in that interview with the two Navy SEALs. The Navy SEALs killed two Sasquatches. That was done out on the Appalachian Trails on trail marker 12. He gives like almost the coordinates to a T. I've been there at the trail marker before. I mean, I haven't been there. I rode past it. I know the area pretty good. I'm going to take a trip out there and see if I could try to locate that cave that them SEALs killed them Sasquatches in back in the 70s. Don't hurt nobody. Good night. Bet. You have a good one. What channel is that, Angela? Oh, the Jeff's Real World. That'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting on that one. Definitely. When it comes to that cave, that cave blows my mind. Yeah, it's very interesting. But I appreciate it though, Angela. Water sound, blah, blah, on YouTube. I can't say I do. When something grabbed the back of your leg in the woods, yeah. I think that was Bigfoot related though, Gene. I remember that shit. That freaked me out. I screamed. Something grabbed the back of my leg. while we were walking through the forest. That wasn't in the cave there. I think we were walking through a trail, and I was the last one. It's like something reached up underneath the out from under a bush and grabbed the back of my pant leg and tugged on it. Oh man, I lost my mind. I lost my mind when that happened. I forgot all about that. Yeah, it could have been. It definitely could have been. There was that time we was walking down in the ravine, and it was Fred, Jeffrey, and I was behind. I was the last one in line. I think it was Jeff and Mike was together, and Jeffrey was going up underneath this tree that was down, and he hit his head. And as I was filming, going getting ready to go up underneath that tree, something said, "Watch your head." It whispered like in my ear. The camera picked it up. Jeffrey hit his head and said, "Ow." And then I went up, I was laughing. And while I was going up there, it said, "Watch your head." It just whispered it right in my ear. That freaked me out. To have a voice right there, just watch your head. And like an accent, a British accent or like a foreign French accent. It was weird, weird voice. Yeah, there's spirits definitely everywhere. And Pennsylvania is just so old and so full of history and not just and wars, civil wars, all kind of shit happened here in Pennsylvania. Gettysburg, I mean, there's just so much Transylvania. There's so much going on in Pennsylvania. I don't never have to leave this state, and this place is just so interesting. Yeah, you're right, Gene. And that's where most of the voices are coming from, I believe. In that story on that cave, they said that back then was when they would take the kids and bring them out of school and make them work. And there was a lot of women and children that died inside that cave in that explosion. I think it was like 160 people in, and only so many 50 some bodies got recovered. They said it would cost too much to excavate all that back out and too dangerous to retrieve all the bodies. So they pretty much just left all them bodies up underneath that rubble. Dennis, I saw you got into a baby Sasquatch nursery and you didn't know it. That's when you got growled at. That's up in the top of Bigfoot land. It let me know. It definitely let me know when I got too close. It couldn't. It could. I know what video you're talking about. The big one couldn't leave because the baby was there, and she growled at me. She was on that side for a while, and I think she's with the newborn baby. Well, at the time it was a newborn baby and a little 4 foot one. You notice it's the 4 foot one's the one with the afro on my Facebook page. Into was with Jeff. The top picture up top. That's the little 4 foot guy that hangs around with the female over there, and she growled at me when we was walking over that way that time, and she couldn't leave. She couldn't walk away because the baby in the 4 foot wasn't cooperating with her. I got the feeling, and she pretty much had to like fight that one out. She was ready to fight. She growled at me, give me the warning, like back up or don't make me do what I have. So I know when to go. There was like three occasions where I got too close and they let out that low rumble growl, like I'm about to jack you up if you don't back up growl. I heard it about 3 or 4 times, and just recently I just heard it up there on top of the cave. I was going up, I was up on top. There was that gully, and over top it's covered with the mountain laurel, and it's like all structured in under there. And as soon as I got in I got the thought in my head to go around that rock and see what's over there. It growled. I was like, it's the exact same second that I thought in my head to walk over there and see what's over there. It growled in that low guttural, just you come over here, I'm going to tear you up, and it's pretty much what it's saying. So I hurry up and turn around and get the other way. It'll give you a chance to get away from it. They always do. But there's that one time that I got that feeling that I'm going to not hear that growl. not hear that warning and keep on going and get snatched up. Maybe that's where the missing people come in at. They don't hear that warning. Even bucks, deers do the same warning. You get too close to a buck, he gonna snort at you, and you keep on moving toward him. He's going to either stand up and beat the shit out you with his hooves, or he's gonna lower his head and get you with them antlers. But either way, they gonna get you. And I think that's the same aspect with the Bigfoot. Can you see if you can get fingerprints off of the juice bottles? Oh, the hug jugs. That's another thing that fascinates me. I probably could. I probably definitely could, and I probably could on the cinnamon packet. Because when I leave the bag of cinnamon up there, I got to go the following week to haul through the forest and pick up the little red wrappers because they'll open them and just drop the cinnamon wrapper. So now this time I'm taking them out the wrapper and put them in a baggie and setting the cinnamon in a baggie up there and tie it up. It's just so I ain't got to go back through there and pick up all them wrappers. All right, good night, Angela. You have a good one. But on them hug jugs, I seen it was fascinating how they drank them because they put two fangs in them without tearing the hole in the aluminum foil on top. You know how easy and fragile that is. Without squeezing it and popping that aluminum foil, they take their fangs and bite into the side of it and drain it out with their bottom fangs and top fangs into the hug jugs, and the top aluminum foils never broke, never scratched, none of that. And they put them right back where I put them at. I put 4 hug jugs down on the ground where I dumped that, where I didn't dump it, but somebody dumped all that garbage at. Well, I put the 4 hug jugs there in a bag of cinnamon, and I took movies, DVD, or not DVDs, but the old VHSs that was laying there on the ground. I took them and stood them up like a wall around it. So I knew that it had to be a Bigfoot come down and move the shit. Well, they drank it and put the stuff right back in the same spot that I left it, and they took the candy and went with them. Well, they took the candy out the bag, out the cinnamon bag, left the bag, put the bag back down, and walked off with the candy. And then the whole way through that day, I had to pick up the cinnamon wrappers throughout Bigfoot land. They was all through Bigfoot land. So they definitely like the candy, and they're definitely using their hands to open the shit up. Well, that's what I noticed the last time I was up there, Lori. All them garbage bags of clothes, all the garbage bags of stuffed animals, they're gone. They're all gone. I don't. Nobody's cleaning that up at all. There's deer cameras up there from the game warden trying to catch whoever's dumping that shit because they came back like a month later and dumped another pile. So they think that they're gonna come back and dump again. So they don't want the area messed with until they catch the person that's dumping the shit. Well, the last time I was up there, all that clothes, all the garbage bags full of clothes, they're gone. The only thing that's left up there is like whoever dumped the drywall, that pile of drywall, and a little bit of wood laying there. But all the like clothing material and the stuffed animals, they're all gone. They're carried out. And when I seen that, I was thinking that the Sasquatch took them and down and built a nest with all the clothes and shit. So that's another thing when I want to do this weekend is go out there and check a few areas, check a few spots where they might be stuffing them clothes into them rocks up in the third layer. And once I get up in the third layer where they always hang out, and that's like their little nursery that you're talking about in Bigfoot land. I get up in there. That's where I'm going to leave the Indian rain stick for them too. And I'm going to leave the peanut butter up there and in that little nursery area up on the third layer of Bigfoot land. But that's where shit happens at up there. Hang up the jeans. That was the first thing they did. They took them jeans and hung them up in well, they didn't hang them. They put them over a stump, and that was like a first marker. And then the next marker was that stuffed animal dog they pinned up into the tree. And then the next marker, and it's in the way that I'm like they're leaving me a gift. The trail that I always go back into Bigfoot land. I start right there at the garbage pile, and then I'll go back on an angle back in, and they know which way I go. Like in steps. The first step was the gene, and then the next one was the stuffed dog in the tree, and then the third one was the deer wedged in between two trees, smashed in. You can't pull out. Only Bigfoot could do something like that. But it's like they're leaving me gifts. I left them hug jugs, and they put them up on my path through there for me to find them. Jeff, you need to go up in that cave with somebody to see what's going on for yourself about the lights. I am. We definitely are. That's coming up. That's in the making now. We're planning for that now. It's not going to be just an hour thing. We're going in there overnight, spend a night. We're going to set up camp, pitch a tent, the whole 9 yards. We're going to find out where the heat source is coming from for myself with these night vision cameras. I want to see what the lights are doing in there, how they're even on, what's powering them. There's no power under that ground to even have some freaking lights. Why is there lights in there with nobody down there operating the lights? Or guys, there's some shit going on in this cave. There's footprints down in there. I can't wait to get down. We're gonna spend a night in there. There's a few of us getting together. We're gonna spend a night. And that's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of it, because they're nocturnal animals. Well, I don't know what that creature is, but for the most part, Sasquatch, if it is a Sasquatch or anything to do with a Sasquatch, you'll get most of your activity through the night. So we're going to go in there in the afternoon time, get dumped off, go in there. We got the rope, we got the harness. We're going to get down in there, spend the night, see what happens. Set up cameras throughout the whole place. I got the laser lights for like the paranormal lights, the different, what it's for. It like lights up the whole area, and if anything comes in, it'll block out the lasers, and you'll know if anything. I got some paranormal equipment. So this next trip in that cave is not just going to be for Bigfoot. It's going to be a whole package deal. We're looking for that cryptid thing. We're looking for the heat source. We're looking for why the lights are on down there. There's a lot going on in that place that we just don't understand yet. And the only way we're going to understand is spend some time there. So we're gonna spend one more night there and leave it. I keep saying that we're gonna leave it alone, but guys, it never works out because we'll find something else and then we gotta come back. I always go out there. This is my last time. I'm gonna go out here and check this out. I'm not messing with it no more. And then I found them tracks, and then I gotta check this out. We're coming back. It's like as soon as I'm ready to leave that place alone, something will happen, and now we gotta go back and check that out, see what the hell that is. It's like I can't get away from that place if I wanted to. Bobby Joe, there's when it comes to that, we just gotta do it. There's no being careful about that. It just gotta get it done. Yeah, Gene. What happens if the government is in there when you go in? We have to cross that bridge when we get there. Um, on that note, family does know where I will be. The person that drops me off knows exactly where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what time to pick me up. If I'm not there at that time when I'm supposed to be there, then they got to take the next step on finding where we are. But when it comes to that shit, we're pretty well covered on if that would happen. And God forbid, let's not even take that down that road. Let's just keep it positive. We're going in there and see what happens. See what's going to bring us, and see what we can figure out. Lori, I'm like that too, but Mary's on the job tonight. Good job, Mary. I give you props, Mary. Hey, You're on your job. You definitely, I give you that. Good job. Cause I'm already in one of them moves. And it's just I didn't want to do the live to begin with. Everything going on in the home front, but I had to come on and show you guys all the equipment that I got today. It is a blessing. Bruce Willis is a blessing in itself, man. He spent thousands of dollars on this equipment, easy. On the camera alone wasn't cheap. Not alone the rest of this equipment, and to get the harness and climbing gear like that, guys, that means a lot. And we're gonna get the job done. Just little things like that give us that boost to do what we got to do. That means so much to us. That means the world, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. You guys put us where we need to be to get this shit done, and we're gonna put this equipment to work. I can't wait. Yeah, you can park there, but the thing is with that, I gotta park. I, like even if it was my vehicle or my son's vehicle, if you park a vehicle up there, the chances are your car is going to get jacked up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere, or the wrong person going to see the car there and know that we're back up in there, and then that's bringing trouble in on us. The best thing to do on a situation like that is just get your gear together, get a ride up, get dropped off, go do what you got to do, have a meeting point and a time, and be there the next day, and have everything go smooth. But that's the best way to be. At the same time, it's not, because if something does happen and them woods, we're in them woods until morning. There's no coming out. You're not walking out of that mountain, out of them woods. I can't say that because I did it with that bear. When with the freaking butter pecan pie or whatever and the banana nut bread, I walked off that mountain after that bear left me. That bear scared the shit out of me. I would never take banana bread in the woods again, ever. But walking, we gotta, if when it comes down to it, walking out of there at nighttime is probably the worst things to do. He likes them sweets. I never, no kind of pie whatsoever. No banana nut bread, none of that. Don't take none of that sweet shit to the woods. You're asking to get snatched up. I learned the hard way. I should have known better. I should have been thinking, but I was just thinking I'm gonna get the munchies while I'm up here. I need something to snack on. Put this in the bag. I'll mess with it when I get out there. And yeah, that went wrong. That's a bad move. I thought the bears was even hibernating. It's going on wintertime. That bear shouldn't even been there. And then I come to find out the next day, it was like 3 days out of bear season. They just got done coming out of hunting bear and shit. So they wasn't in hibernating yet. They really don't go into hibernating. I just found out till like the first snow. Once the right before the first main snow comes in, that's when they go in. I didn't know that. But Jordan, you're right. The truth is out there. And the only way you're going to know is if you go. That's the only way you're going to find anything out. You never going to know until you go see. And that's my motto. You never know till you go. And we're going to keep going until we find out. And at least until we either get taken out, we find out, or all the above. We ain't going to quit. I don't see us quitting. We would have done quit by now with everything that happened to us already in this past year. If we ain't quit by now, well, if I ain't quit by now, I ain't going to quit. Mike done quit on me and got fired probably about 20 times a month. I don't think Mike's even been in the video for a while since I think the K video. He ain't been in the K video. That was Jeffrey. So Mike ain't been in the video in a few months. He got some Mickey D's, fries. Shit, you ready to go, Angela? Now you giving me the munchies. But that's what I'm messing. That's what I'm working on now. I pretty much got everything I need, equipment wise. I can't ask for nothing else. I'm set. All I gotta do is get out there and do it. Right now, I think shit. The only thing there is just plan for what's the next move, where you want to go check out, and I got a list of a couple of different places that my uncle told me to. Like, there's this area, there's this up in the mountain, there's this road that he took me on. I never been on before, but it blew my mind how it's set up. There would be like 1 mile of state game going out this road. Is about, I say, 15 miles of a road of nothing but forest, and there'd be like a mile of state game land, and then right there be a sign, state game land, hunt safely. And then on the next tree over, like a mile down, it'll say reserve private property, no trespassing. And that whole square mile will be like that. And then the next mile will be hunt safely, state game lands. And then the next spot will be private property reserve. And it seemed like everywhere, like every section that was reserved and private was nothing but X's, arches, all structured up. All the forest was tore up, and then where you can hunt safely in the game lands, it was like all clean forest. And then a mile later, it's all structured up. And then it's fascinating when we was going down this road. It really stands out how they did it. It stands out like a sore thumb. Where it's all private property, it's all structured up, and where you can hunt safely and go in and do your thing, it's there's no structures. You can't see nothing from driving down the road, but all the private property shit, that's structured up. I mean, I got to get that on film for you to fully understand what I'm saying. But it's weird. It's weird. It's like a 15-20 mile road of nothing but forest, and every mile is like sectioned off. It's state game land reserve, state game land reserve. It's weird. Why didn't they just do 10 miles of reserved and 10 miles of state game land instead of chopping it up like that? And they only reserve the shit that's all structured up, and it stands out like a sore thumb. I definitely got to get that on film. You get, you go, what, Jeff? You got to get them on one of them pipelines and see what kind of tracks they do travel. That's what I never told you guys. Gene is right. The pipelines, the power lines, all they follow them. They travel them. They get the point A and point B from them power lines. They're neutral ground, and most of it's like woods on both sides because you can't build houses around them power lines. They use them. They use them a lot, more than people think. The power lines and the pipelines. I've had quite a few. Bigfoot land is 50 feet from the power line. The maze is probably like a 2 minute walk from the pipeline. Most of my encounters was off of the pipeline into the forest, but within a mile, the pipeline was right there on most of them. The power lines and the pipeline is they're traveling. It's like their highway. They get through the Appalachian, all these mountains. They connect. I've heard that several times that they follow the power lines. They definitely do. Without a shadow of a doubt, they do. They crisscross them. Their corridors like S shape on both sides of them. They crisscross them. I followed them one day, one weekend. That's all I wanted to do was try to map out the whole, like follow their leans to this lean to this lean to this arch to this, to follow it, see where it takes me, and I could never follow the end of it. I run out of daylight, run out of energy, or I just give up. I can't get to the end of their cycle. It's so long. It's I would have to take a week. I probably have to take a week and just five of us start in one spot and just go hike it until you can't hike no more. Set up camp, wake up the next morning and start to finish a whole cycle, their cycle. That's you'll never cover one whole big. They cycle so the how bears, deer, they're on one cycle their whole life. A deer, they're taught one whole cycle. They'll stay on that. When you see them at 6 o'clock this time, around that same time the next day, you'll see that same deer. They're on a cycle. I think the Sasquatch is something similar to that. It seemed like, well, these Sasquatch that I mess with, they're on one gigantic cycle that goes down to the river. It loops back up to where they heard the deer at from the power line. It's all structured off. This whole corner of the woods is like barricaded up, and you can see where it's. I have to show it to you. It's better showing you than explaining to you. But it's like how we herd cattle. It's structured up like that. It's structured up like that, and it goes into this dead end, like where they're pushing them in, and there's somebody there to jump out on them. Is the feeling that I got when you follow it. But they have a cycle. It'll take you to the berries, to the river, to the water. It took me back over to Bigfoot land. That's how I found that, following the leans and the X's over to that way. And then it took me down to Betty Knox over into this whole another area down in the ravine where I found a female. It's they all linked together. It's like one big clan, and they take this big ass loop, uh, but it covers like four mountains, four connected mountains. Then they keep taking that same loop, or I don't know if they're, but they're on that cycle. It seemed like. You think Bigfoot gets Lyme disease? I'm sure all animals do. All mammals. We're not the only ones susceptible to that shit. Bears, they all get Lyme disease. And that's another thing. Just the other day, we had a 65. Well, the couple days before that it was 0 degrees, and then we had just 165-degree weather one day. I found a tick on me for walking out in the forest. When Kyle went into the hole that day, I found a tick on me. The ticks should be gone. We shouldn't be having them in the wintertime, but sure as shit, I found one climbing up my neck. Cold, that was 30, no, it was 65 that one day, and then it got cold again the next day. But there shouldn't be no ticks out in the wintertime. Honestly, I didn't know that. They live all year round. But you would think they would need warm insects in the winter. Like the fleas. You don't got no fleas in the wintertime, but maybe they do around all year. I found a tick on me in the wintertime. See, that's good enough. Yeah, them stink bugs are plaguing this place, man. I'm tired of those stink bugs. To be honest with you, that's a government created bug. There's like 3 different strands of them things. The first strand was supposed to die off, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Then they came up with a strand to kill that first strand, and then die. Then he just leave it alone. Quit creating shit. Let it. Just let that shit be. My dog likes them. The stink bugs. Yeah, that's the only thing about them stink bugs though. You smash them, it brings like 100 more in. It's like they're drawn into that scent or something. Them stink bugs are worse than cockroaches, if you ask me. You can't get rid of them. He does get worm. How do those if you don't believe? Explain the structures. Well, I think when you're going through the forest, most hunters they don't look at them. They don't notice them. It's like once you see them, you can't unsee something. It's weird how it is when it comes to the Bigfoot structures. Like 6, 7, 8 years ago, I walked through the woods. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I was thinking maybe it just fell over naturally. I don't know. I didn't really take notice to it. But when I seen one and then I started looking for signs of one, then that's when once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a type of thing. It's like it's like wow, these was here this whole time. How the hell did that twist and bend and wrap around that and then get tied down? It's like fascinating. Once you do see it, it's you can't unsee it. It's great. These just ones. They are the real obvious to me now. Yeah, that's just how it is. Once you see it, you can't go back. And that's the same thing with them reptiles. Once you see them, you can't go back. Me and Nova used to come up a lot, and we used to watch conspiracy theories and shit, and really get into that until we got shut down on that. Then we stopped watching shit like that, and we got into the Bigfoot shit and just left that shit alone altogether. They put the stink bugs out for the turkeys. What they put out for the turkeys? Are you talking about eating the damn stink bugs, G? Who the hell? Who would hell go to the maze? Lori, that's coming up this week. I already planned on it. I'm gonna hit Bigfoot Land up and the maze off for one day. I'm gonna loop down and around, and I want to put up the plot watcher down in the bottom from the maze where nobody goes, and I know they cross through. So I'm gonna try to find like a hollowed out tree or something, or power rocks or something, and go that way with it. But Lori, I'm definitely going to the maze this weekend and check that part out. We're planning for the cave. I still got to save up a few more bucks to get the food situation and the gas money to get up there and pick back up and the miscellaneous shit that we ain't counting. That's the little odds and ends we're getting together now. And we're getting everything together. We're getting ready to do it overnight or in the wintertime inside that cave and see what happens. See what happens. I'm not going to give an exact day and when we're going to do that because just for our safety, we're not going to do it. But it's going to be soon. It's going to be real soon. But Bigfoot Land and the maze will be first, and followed by that. Who knows what day that'll be? That's the beauty of it, guys. When we're out of hunting season, when there ain't nothing going on, we can go any day of the week. We ain't just got to go on Sunday when they ain't allowed to hunt. Outside of hunting season, we can go 7 days, 8 days. We can go whenever. Shit, whenever it comes to mind, we can just get up there and go. There's still a lot of questions about the disappearing of thin air thing and thin air thing. Yeah, yeah. I don't even want to get into that one. But check it out online, YouTube, stink bugs, dry roasted stink bugs. You still talking about eating some damn stink. Hey man, I'm gonna leave that in the third world countries where they're dipping the crickets and the grasshoppers and chocolate and shit and calling it a delicacy. I call that hungry. I ain't doing that shit. The only way you're gonna catch me eating a bug is is I'm starving. I'm out of food. I ain't got no pork chops left in the refrigerator, and then I'll resort to some insects. But until then, I'm not eating no damn stink bugs. I'm not doing it. You gotta wait till hey, wait till the food runs out. Then we talk about some chocolate covered shit. Until then, Gene, I'm good. Oh yeah, Gene, I'll be watching. But you talking about eating some damn stink bugs? I'll be watching. I bring my own food. You bring your food. And we just enjoy the forest, Gene. I'm not eating that. You bring. You eat too much weird shit. Now I can't say that. Gene brought a pizza over one day, guys. It was the best pizza ever. Still to this day, this pizza had to weigh like 50 pounds. It was huge. I never seen a pizza like this. Still to this day, it was like 2 inches thick. It had about at least 2 pound of everything. Pound of pepperoni, pound of big round sausage. I never seen a pizza like that before. He paid like what was it, $65 for that pizza or some shot. It was an outrageous number. It was phenomenal. It was like something I would never spend that kind of money for one pizza, but it was the best pizza that I've ever tried before. Gene, hands down, that was still today the best pizza I've ever had. $35. Shit, $35 for a pizza. It was worth it, but I'm I'm a penny pitcher. I'd rather go $5.99 Little Caesars and have $30 for some batteries or something I could use for here or for there. Herman is a newbie. What do you do? Do you have an opinion if Bigfoot can club? Uh, I never seen nothing that like confirmed that they do, and I don't think it's them. I think it's something else. There was one video that blew my mind. It was Barb and Gab, or what was it? Barb and her dog Gabby. The dog passed away now, but there was one time she was going out there and feeding them, and she was bringing a friend out with her out to the gifting area, and Barb and Gabby and I forget her name that went with her, but she was showing her the gifting area while she was filming, walking out with her dog, and she ended up filming an invisible. It was right there, just stored it out like checkered, like you could see it invisible. It dropped down. I don't think them are Bigfoot at all. I don't think they can do that. I don't like people are seeing some things that's around while they're out there looking for Bigfoot, and I think it's something else. I don't think it's Sasquatch doing that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because I did hear a Marine told me a story that it blew his mind. He was flying his drone over this field or through the trees and then over this field, it opened out to this field, and there was a Sasquatch running full speed across this field. And halfway across the field, the Sasquatch disappeared his on his drone. He was flying his drone. I gotta get my dog, guys. Cookie ain't gonna leave me alone until I let her in. Come on, puppies. Come on. We on live, puppies. You wanna come over on live? Come on. Get up there. Come on. We on live, Cookie. They can't see you, puppies. They can't see you, Cookie. She low. There she is. This is my puppies. Love you, Cookies. She been knocking on the door for like 10 minutes till I went and got her. This is she's my kid right here. This is my puppies. Oh, you cool puppies. Barb and Gabby. Yeah, that's like I was saying. She recorded some shit that was in front of her as she was showing her friend the gifting area. She noticed something that was standing in the bushes looking at her, like shimmying out. She was filming it, and it shows it ducking down behind the wood or behind the bush. I don't see that being thanks. I don't see that being a Sasquatch. I don't think. I can't say that it ain't, but with that military guy's story of him flying his drone and he seen the Sasquatch running across the field, and then halfway across, it just disappeared. It like cloaked out on him. And he just told me that a couple weeks ago. We was talking online, and that reminds me that the same Marine keeps sending me messages. I mean, they're disturbing. They're kind of still disturbing. He keeps. I don't want to put him out there. I don't want to give him up. I'm not going to. But this certain Marine keeps messaging me, telling me not to go back to the cave. It's not what I think it is. To leave it alone. That something about it's from someplace else. That don't mess with it. It's not Sasquatch. It's got an attitude. It don't want to mess with. To leave it alone. A lot of people come up missing. These like scare tactics trying to keep me out of the woods. And I like when they send you the message, you got the choice. You can go check out their profile, their pictures. You can go check all that shit out through the message. Well, I went to his profile, and it's all about UMC, United States Marine Corps. Is all around. It's like this dude's trying to scare me away. He's a Marine. Just why is he telling me this shit? He's talking about they're alien, part something else from some I forget the name. Just some weird shit. Just, it's like he's trying to scare me to not go back in there. Just stay away from it. He said they're all around me. Just don't go back in there. I'm trying to get my family killed. Just he's like text after text after text, and he's kind of like spooking me a little bit. So I just quit messaging him. I stopped, and then the next video came out with Kyle going down into the hole, and Jeffrey and Kyan was there, and he messaged me after I released that video. Just like he told me, just don't go back there. You're going to get your family killed. You keep going back. He like these. I don't know if he's undercover threatening me or like if he's really trying to warn me, saying this is some crazy shit. You don't want to mess with it. You're in over your head. Is what he's telling me that. But hey, no, he said there ain't no gun, no civilian gun that will take it down. So there was a 357 last trip out for our protection, but he made it clear that a civilian gun will not take it down. With that, a stick of dynamite. Gene, you always trying to blow something up. David, I think it's like a combination of both, a human and that. I think that's what it is. From what I'm seeing, and just from what a combination of everything is telling me pretty much that that's what it is. And we're not really going to know until we get down in there, see what them lights are about, find out where the heat source is coming from, what's going on all together. Let's just spend the night and figure it out. That's the only way we're going to find out. Thanks for the input. It's been a lot of my activity around here. Just wonder what's the purpose? Yeah. Do. Yeah. Threatening northern Minnesota Sasquatch. Yeah. The big fella's channel kept coming to my channel saying the same thing, like in a weird way of, yeah. Like, yeah. Exactly. That's what he was doing to me. Like he was threatening you in a nice way. Like if you keep going up there, you're gonna come up missing. And then I went back and it's if you keep going up there, your family's gonna come up missing. You're gonna come. It's like an undercover slick threat. It's like I got how I took it. And I just quit messaging, quit answering him. I just quit responding. And I go, if I go back to that cave, you're going to message me again. If you keep doing it, I'm going to post it. I'm going to do a video on it just for my safety, just in case. If something does happen one day, that's why. I just thought of it. If there are lights inside the cave, it might be to keep the Bigfoot out of the reptiles. I don't know, but one chamber there is lights going on back up in there, and he couldn't see, he couldn't tell where where he seen the lights, but he couldn't tell where it was coming, where the charge was coming, if there were batteries or how the wires was run, or where the source was coming from, where the lights was. I think he kind of got spooked as he was going back, and he backed off, judging by the night vision camera. I think as he was going back, something spooked him because before he got up to the lights, he turned around and came back. He is the guy who will probably kill me off at the backtrack. Leaving me alone for a while now. I think it's just a scare tactic to keep you away. You're getting close to the what they don't want you to know about, and that's their way of scaring you off. And if you don't listen to them on the first threat, then they get a little bit more intense, talking about, all right, you don't want to listen. You keep doing it, your family gonna come up missing. You're gonna get your family killed, and I just been leaving it at that. I ain't responding to him. I ain't feeding into it. But we are going back. Nonetheless, we definitely are going back. I think you should take a slice of that pizza up there and see how Bigfoot likes it. It is some good pizza. I'll give you that. With his lizard back strap, right? Scott, David, and I noticed flashes in the videos, but didn't say anything. There's lights going on, and I think he was going. What the hell? There was lights going on in that. There was lights in there, and I think what I got out of the video, what he said, it seemed like as he was walking back toward the lights, something spooked him. He looked down. He said, "Look at that big footprint." As he was walking back toward the lights, and then he turned around and came right back. He didn't even finish going up to the lights. Something scared him, and he didn't want to say. He's kind of in denial about admitting that the things are real. So when he came back, he came out quick. Talking about, there's lights back there. I can't see what's charging them or what they're running for. And there ain't nobody back there. There's footprints. There's 3 sets of footprints of the 3-toed tracks down there. And I asked him, what put them tracks down there? Oh, a snake did it. He tried to say it. The creatures down there. He ain't ready for that yet. Are you still having paranormal activity in your home, or has it ceased? No, there's still shit going on here. I try to just not pay no mind, and the less I feed into it, the less shit happens. But you still see the shadows a lot. Like just a couple of seconds ago, I swear I see something. That's what I hate about these cameras, because you can see behind you what's going on the screen. And I thought I seen something over there in that corner moving around. And my dog's over here sitting in this chair. So it's like, what the hell? No, Gene, that's not that. It's not heat lights. It's nothing like that. He said they're round lights. They kind of look like them touch lights that run by battery. You tap on, tap off. He said they look like them. There's a few of them on one side of the wall. Dogs can see ghosts. Yeah, I know. Probably Joe. Seen something else. I can't believe how many a-holes came on here bugging us tonight. You gotta take the good with the bad, but good job, Mary. Good job on taking care of them assholes. Hey, that saves me a lot of stress. Mary, you got a stressful job just reading the bullshit, not alone taking the time out of your day to block them. That means a lot to me. Night around the caves, are you seeing any orbs or UFOs? Um, we really don't mess around about during the night. It's like we might come above ground for a couple minutes. We'll set up on that bank. When we did stay down in there, we'll set up on that bank and we'll bullshit for about 15, 20 minutes, get some fresh air, get our minds together, and then we'll go back in for a few hours and walk around the shafts, and then we'll come back. But we really didn't see nothing like UFOs or nothing like that in that area. Uh-uh. Orbs, that's a different story. On film, if you go back and watch the cave videos, you'll see all that shit. Eye shines. The whole package deal is in them videos. If you want to take the time and watch them videos, the cave videos, they're jam packed with paranormal shit. Jam packed. I can go for weeks on just the old videos of that cave on that paranormal channel. I'm not going to do that, but there's a lot of shit going on inside that cave. Yeah, I thought about it a couple of times, taking Cookie to the woods. I couldn't bear to lose my. If something ever happened to my dog, I wouldn't be able to. Nah, Cookie will never go out there to them woods. No. The episode on Most Orgy is called the 24-hour Bigfoot Challenge. Jeremy, thanks, man. I seen that video. I'm definitely gonna go back because them same three-toed tracks is on there. So I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check out and watch it again right after this live feed. And it was three-toed just like that. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate that for looking that up for me. I'm definitely gonna go check that out. When them Black Hawks helicopters are flying around up there, I like to send a drone out. They would take it out. They would take it out, Gene. The first time I ran into them three Black Hawks, they circled around us 16 minutes. We got them on film. 16 minutes circling around the tight knit circle above us. They was cocking sideways. There was a guy hanging out, looking down with binocular, looking down at us. Fred sitting with a camera pointing up at him. I said, Fred, they think you're pointing a gun at him. They're loaded down with missiles, just doing circles, maneuvers. It's a video called Nothing by Jeff Friend. If you guys didn't check that one out, with the military helicopters zeroing in on us. I got hacked, got my channel taken down. The very next trip out, they was up there waiting on us. They circled around that mountain for 16 minutes and pushed anything that was on it away from us, and then they left. They flew off once they circled around until everything was gone. They I know what they was doing. I know what they was doing. It was right when I caught Bigfoot in the hole. I filmed Bigfoot in the hole. Then that shit happened. My son is in Ottawa and it's warmer than Quebec. I'm outside with the hope. My fingers are cold during. Yeah, it's cold. It is cold. The winter months are, man, they can be harsh sometimes. They can be all bad. This is probably one of the longest live streams we've had so far, guys. Hands down, I think this is 3.5 hours. Usually they're 2.5 hours. We've been on here Talk about everything, even getting in trouble with the FBI tonight. 3.5 hours. Yeah, that's a long one. I was wondering why my stomach's starting to growl. I'm thinking about food. But hey, we're all good, guys. I know it's getting late. Thunderbirds, they're out there. Pennsylvania has them. I seen 4 birds that blew my mind. Me and Carrie was up there where I filmed that we found the bunker type thing. I don't know what it is. We was up there and I was catching tadpoles to raise the frogs in this tank, my amphibian tank here. I go up there on the backside and catch them. What did I even start telling you this for? Oh, I'm in Pennsylvania, Mary. Or unless you're talking to them. It's in cable, right? Cryptid. Damn, what the hell is my mind just went blank. I started reading one of you guys' comment and my mind just completely forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, the super birds. We was up there catching tadpoles and I was down in the pond with the net catching the tadpoles, putting them in this jar. And I kept hearing flapping up above the tree, the canopy of the trees. And we couldn't see past through the canopy, but we kept hearing this, like the flapping, the wings flapping, but we couldn't see it up there. Then we came out of the wood line away from the pond where the tadpoles was, and we could see them circling up. They were circling above where we was. 4 gigantic black ones. They had like 6-foot wingspan, but they looked like ravens, but super ravens. These things was huge. You can hear them when they flap. The sound of the wind, you could hear them, and they would clean up on top of the canopy, circling around us. They was huge. There's super birds out here. I don't know what kind of birds they are, but they're big. They're very big. And I've only ever seen them one time. That one time we was up there catching them tadpoles out of that pond, and they was up on top of us, circling around us. Huge, huge. Them was the biggest birds I've ever seen. They look like ravens, but much bigger, much bigger. I couldn't tell how big they was in the sky, but the wings was like every bit of 6-7 feet wide, and when they flapped them, you you can clearly hear them, the wind coming off. Dennis, I am sorry, man. I thought you was a girl this whole I mean a guy this whole time. Well, I'm glad to find out you was a girl. Sorry about that. That scientists have been finding extinct animals with blood still in them, and that's what they're doing. And then that's when the shit kind of started. I remember they found, well, damn, it was Triceratops. No. They found that woolly mammoth, the woolly mammoth, but still had food in his mouth. And I think they got DNA from that and started running with that, and then it led it on to other things. But I think the first thing they started messing with was they found that woolly mammoth still had skins, still had food, the shit that it was eating still in its mouth. Condors. That might have been what it was. It might have been. No, I think the condors, they got like they're like the vultures with the long pink necks with no feathers on their necks, like the cartoon type of vultures. Kim, I'm sorry. Let me go up and let me go see what's going on. Let me see where you're at. My fault. I missed something. I meant Jeff, do what Gene suggested. All right. Yes, Gene, turn off your computer. Don't leave it open for hackers. Whatever you do when you get off tonight, make sure that you shut down the system. Yeah, you're right. I never leave them on anyways through the night. I always power them down. But you're definitely right. You're definitely right. The shit we was talking about, yeah, and they sealed that up real quick. You notice when we started talking about that, real quick, he popped out of nowhere, started saying them are just conspiracy theories and this and this. Be careful, guys, because I sure now I'm gonna watch my P's and Q's on that shit from now on. Did I miss it again, Kim? I'm sorry. 8:32. Jeff, this is about Dennis. All right. What am I missing? That's an open ID line from YouTube straight to the computer. Her name is Denise. I'm sorry again. So I'm saying it wrong. It ain't Dennis. It's like Denise. Okay. My fault. Kim ready to kick my ass. I'm sorry. When it comes to names, hey man, I jack my own name up. Did you ever set up any video cameras or game cams around? No, they're there. They're already there. They're not mine. There's some up there, and I was going to set up the plot watcher up there, but there's too much going on up there. There's Kyle Jackson from Australia. He analyzed some of the video from that cave, the area of that cave, and he spotted off 3 cameras. One directly back in behind the hole, about 15, 20 feet up in the tree, solid black. All you can see is the lens in a black box with the chain wrapped around. I was going to look for it the last time I was up there, but I ran out of time and couldn't track them. But the next trip out, I'll be looking for them. Right, Kim. You guys are nuts. Yeah, I think so, Gene, because there definitely is wrapped around a chain and a big lock with a big black box. It's like government shit, definitely. I don't think hunters are going to use that style. Usually, nowadays the hunters are using pretty much the little smaller camouflage deer cams. They're not using them big ass black boxes like that. They're out there around that hole. There's cameras up set up already out there. Kyle Jackson found them in my video. He zoomed in on one, sent me a picture. I know where one of them is from the picture the angle and where the hole and where I know where one cam is, but I seen about 2 or 3 out there that he showed me. He brought to my attention that place is already surveillance very heavily. I'm gonna go out there and point a couple out to you guys when we're out there. Jeff, are you planning on going further into the woods back behind the maze and stuff? Once I get a like somebody dependable out there with me, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit deeper and a little bit more once it warms up. Like right now in the cold, they're laying low. They're not moving as much as they do in the summertime. They're not as active, so I gotta pretty much get what I can. But later on in the season, like coming this spring when they start having their babies and everything, and the forest comes to life, I'll be in there. I'll be going as far as I'll be going like a couple days in. I want to check out Forest out this year. Me and Fred already got plans on going like a day in camp, go another day in, and then 2 days coming back out. See what happens. But that's later on in the spring, beginning of summer. We're also planning on the trip to Colorado down there with James Spoon, Colorado Bigfoot. We're going to hook up with a couple researchers out there. Jeffrey's coming to blow up my live stream again.
Yeah, I'm at your door.
And answer it or come in.
I wish I could. I'm kind of cold out here.
Is it locked?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you in. All right, guys, hold on 1 minute. Let me go let Jeffrey in. He can terrorize you guys for a minute. Yeah, I like that clan too, bro. Bigfoot land. Let Jeffrey in. Give me some cover. I am too. I can't wait for that. I ain't been to Colorado in about 10 years, and I've been wanting to go. Last year we were supposed to go down there and meet up with them and Utah Sasquatch. There was about 5 or 6 of us supposed to meet up and collab on a mountain, just spread out across one side and go across and see what we come up with. But it didn't happen. One thing led to another, and this person backed out. This person backed out. I couldn't afford the trip, so it ended up went bad. But this year we're planning now, so we'll be ready to come this spring, beginning of summer. We'll definitely be ready for that trip. We're planning for it. We're talking about it. It's everything but on the calendar. We're definitely doing it.
I see what you mean.
What's up, everybody?
The a-hole has arrived. What you mean, the team? He ain't the team. The team hide behind the tree, wrapped around. Dad, don't do it.
Says the man gonna jump in a hole.
Everybody says, hey.
Jeffrey, what's up, Lori?
Hey guys, I was on there talking.
What's up, Bobby? What's up, everybody?
See how he just come in like.
Cause everybody's saying hi, Jeffrey.
He come in like
everybody.
Cookie did and took over my shit.
Whoop.
Look at that shit. See how he is? He don't see how long we've been on there already, getting ourselves in trouble.
Oh yeah, y'all been up there. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Long conversation.
Was you on there when FBI?
I was not, but Ken told me about she called me.
Oh man, we stopped that conversation real quick.
He said, "Look, my face is all red. I'm sweating, guys." He said, "I had a lot of buglers that one."
We stopped talking about that shit real quick. It's 13 degrees out there. Yeah, it's about that here.
It's chilly out there.
I think it's 22 or 18 or something like that.
See how we're dressed. Hoodies up.
18 degrees out there. So the wind chill probably down.
Hi, Miss Savage. Hello.
She is crazy. She got more balls than him. She's up on top of the hole, filming down in. I'm thinking, I had to tell her like 5-6 times, please back away from the hole. You're going to fall in. Jeffrey's 20 feet behind a tree. Hold, Dad, don't do it, Dad.
Y'all have to be there to understand.
Please stop, Dad.
I was watching our videos and
wait till we start this paranormal shit. This,
it's gonna be good.
Once we get in there with this paranormal world, it's crazy. Ask him if he's FBI. He didn't see the FBI shit when we was talking about that.
Everybody thought it was you trying to prank your dad.
We ain't getting back. No, it's FBI. They went over to his shit and checked him out.
Like, what was the name on there?
He ain't got no profile, no pictures, nothing. He just set it up to come and watch. Soon we started talking about something we wasn't supposed to. He shut us down quick. He shut us down real quick.
Then angry Bigfoot got on there talking about, hey, Jeff, I thought you were looking for me.
Yeah.
He was like, I was looking for you?
Was good.
See, that FBI channel was blank. That's what I try to tell you. Don't play with shit. If you know it's going to get you in trouble, don't mess with it.
Let's go with everybody.
And that's one thing that will get you in trouble.
Did you see that one comment that Gene said? He was like, if they weren't trying to hide anything, why would they just seal it off instead of blowing it up? Or why would they just blow it up instead of sealing it off?
They're not done with whatever they're doing.
I was on track team. I was 4x1 relay. One of the fastest kids in my school. I know I can run fast. I don't know about these two.
I don't run.
But I'll be good.
I don't run. I'm the bait.
I'll be for sure to post a video even if it goes bad. Just know.
Thanks.
R.I.P.K.
It's gonna be a good one. When we do the overnighter in the cave, it's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, I heard he
You
called me
you
on
see
that
his
note.
face?
He called me on that note.
You
Yeah,
see his
he
face?
called me.
As soon as I said that, Jeffrey gonna try to go MIA.
Because I was
Oh,
thinking,
Gene's
like,
trying to start it again.
going down to the hole.
Jeffrey gonna be MIA on me.
What's up, Nova Star?
I start pulling out the equipment now, he'll disappear. He's scared to death of ghosts. Yeah, he can run.
Yeah, I can run.
He'll leave his girlfriend, me, everybody gone. He'll leave all of us. Yeah, we're gonna camp out in the cave. I thought you heard about it, Cryptid. I can't tell you guys exactly what day we're gonna do it, but it's coming soon. It's coming very soon. It's in the plan. I'm gonna force him to be there. Fred is gonna be there. Cal probably possibly be there. 357 gonna be there. We're gonna get it in that night, guys. The whole night. Just whatever happens is gonna happen. And it's gonna happen with us in there.
It's gonna be another skip day. Do I got one more of those still available?
Mm-mm. You ain't got no get out of jail free cards. You're going. You're gonna be right there with me. I got the harness. We got rope. We got equipment. We got everything but we just gotta do it. That's it. We gotta go do it. But guys, I ain't gonna let Jeffrey disappear. His wife ain't gonna let him.
We're definitely gonna be there.
His wife,
I like doing this kind of stuff.
she ain't gonna let him. He'll be there. We try to be Nate. That's what's unique about us. We go out there, act a fool, and that's what draws them out. Because the Bigfoot want to see what we're laughing about, what we're having a good time about, and that draws their curiosity, and it makes us get lucky at the same time. Now, I'm not going to the cave tonight. You'll be there waiting on me.
What?
At Morris. That's why I said
I work at 6 in the morning.
it's coming. It's coming. It's just you ain't gonna know when it's coming.
I like his energy though.
It's gonna be a surprise.
He got that motivational energy.
It's gonna be a surprise. We ready. I'm packed up. But like I said, guys, this week I'm going well, I'm giving out days and shit. That's what I said about speaking the truth. But coming up is gonna be the Bigfoot land. I want to drop this rain stick off, and then down there by the maze in the ravine, I want to drop the GoPro off. And then Monday, these assholes are going back out with me, and we'll probably hit up the maze and see what's going on in there again.
No, this is just a jewel. It don't got that type of like power like a vape does. These are just like little types of vapes.
To help you stop smoking, because you guys were kind of mad I was smoking.
We got some plans. I just can't tell you what day we're doing them because for our safety, you know what I mean? I don't want to have me and my kids and my friends down in the cave and some bullshit arrive, and that'll be my fault because I'm telling you when I'm going to be there, and then that's just not going to be cool. So
Easy G.
see if you can blow some smoke rings.
Let me see the.
I'm good. I'm trying to quit smoking. This bugler is breaking. This is killing me. This bugler is killing me. But I definitely gotta quit.
These are the pauses that we got. Look at that.
You got that right. That was Money Mike down in the cave. We used Mike as bait. Me and Joe was down there trying to pretend like we was sleeping, and Mike kept saying, "Dad, wake up, Joe, Dad." Them two, it's gonna be another night. It's gonna be a good night, especially with this equipment. It's gonna be a good night. With the equipment, we can actually communicate with the spirits. I mean, guys, it's about to get real. That a bitch.
These things they sell them uptown.
Man, you better keep that shit up. See what I mean? These kids think they're grown around here. No, I'm not gonna start that shit. I don't even want him starting that shit. Yeah, don't give him no good idea. I'm trying to get away from this shit. You telling him I should start? I'm gonna quit. I don't want to start something. I want to quit something bad and then start something bad. I just want to quit.
Leave the smokes for whatever's in the cave. I hear you
Right.
on that one. Expensive habit.
Right.
I probably put more money into tobacco than I do freaking my car.
They say the little people, Denise, they say the little people can be dangerous if you mess with their structures. Yeah, it's not just the little people, it's the big people too. This asshole showed me that. Where was we at? We can't, right after Bigfoot in the hole, we can't, right 50 feet from Bigfoot in the hole, to the left of Bigfoot in the hole. We climbed up on this big ass rock boulder and set up camp right there. And as soon as the noise started, as soon as the Bigfoot started crashing around us, making whoop sounds, knocking and shit, he goes decides to run up and start tearing down all these X structures and beams and start building a wall up around this rock.
I had a little bit of.
I'm thinking like, Jeffrey, where we going to go if this thing jumps up the backside? Because from the back it's like 20 feet up in the air, and then it slants down to about 4 feet where we can drop down off. And where it was 4 feet at, Jeffrey building this big ass stick wall up around from the Bigfoot structures and shit. And the more he was taken down, the more noise they was acting up around us. And it took like a half hour. Jeffrey, they're doing this because you're taking their shit. Stop building this wall with their shit. It was nuts.
Sorry for all the types. I drank an 8-ounce shot of Fireball.
Short shots.
Shot. I'm just here reading all the comments. It was just like
No,
word silence.
Deb is and mom, I get started on Deb. Deb is in a class of her own. It's the Hard Truth did the perfect best video of that. Guys, check out Hard Truth. When it comes to Deb, there's no comparison, Mom,
Yeah, they did
at
their
all.
thing on that video.
But there is little people, man. Better do some homework. They're out there, and I think the little ones are with the big ones. They're right with them. They're right with them. They're right with the Sasquatch. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're the same creatures or just younger of the Bigfoot, but they're amongst them, and they look like different species from the Sasquatch. I filmed this. I didn't. Carrie filmed this female Sasquatch with the little dude right beside the little 4-foot Afro dude. He's the one to give the mom up and the baby, because she slid down the hill and on this side of the ravine, and when she lost her footing, she like let out a yelp, like woo, as she was falling, and then the little dude like made the same sound over there, and that's when she heard it and zoomed in on it, and they were sitting over underneath the bush, the little dude with the mom and the baby, and she got about 4 or 5 minutes of footage of him.
What up, Dakota?
She's in Hawaii now. They're building a new Devil 16 in Texas. What?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
16 in Texas, year 5,000 horsepower, $2.2 million. Damn. Running to the little people with the Bigfoot. I seen them together. I mean, that's the only time I've ever seen the little things that you're talking about. But I seen them with the mom and the baby of a big Sasquatch, big female Sasquatch with a little newborn, and the little 4-foot dude. The 4-foot dude is on my homepage on Into the Woods on Facebook. Guys, we're going on 4 hours. You got this is a record for the channel, guys. Today is a record. We gonna go past 2.5 hours.
Everybody's still tuned in.
98 likes. Okay, I like seeing that. 98 likes.
On YouTube in the Devil 16.3. I'll check that out. Guys, by the time I'm done with you, I'm gonna be up the rest of the night looking at all the shit you told me to look up. There's like 20 videos I gotta look up after I get off here. But don't forget, guys, you guys sat here for 3 hours bullshitting with Real Clef Mama. Go over there and show her some love on that channel. Hit that like and subscribe. Let her know that I sent you guys. Let her know that you're there for her.
Show some love.
She's the little guy trying to come up, help her out. Just for fun. I see you. You just now making it almost what, 4 hours later? You're late. We about to end this live stream. It's high times around here. 4 hours. 4 hours. Ching ching. I wish it was like that. But hey, whatever we do make from YouTube, it's going for a new car. My car blowed up, going up and down that damn mountain. My quad's blowed up. So
Wait, what?
I ain't completely out. Fuck my friends to death. What?
Yo, people are wilding.
I think I seen that video.
What?
That dude got raped. He started crying and shit. He said,
that doesn't make it any better saying that's all video.
that shit's crazy. That dude cried.
Oh, did you guys see that video on your group page that they shared with them construction workers cutting down them trees in the log?
No, that tree got pushed over.
No, at force that tree
After
flew out. As soon as that tree fell, the
It
tree
got
flew
thrown.
out.
It's on
Yeah,
my
that was
page.
crazy. I seen that.
It's on Facebook. Into the Woods with Jeff. Check that shit out.
Yeah, someone shared it to the group.
There's timber guys was out. The woodsman was out there cutting trees down, and a gigantic a female Bigfoot. She was standing out there with her baby. The big one pushed a dead tree, like a 40, 50-foot dead tree, over at him. And as soon as that tree landed, the baby one flung a 2-foot log at him. Pow! And knocked the cameraman out. Knocked him clean out.
Yeah.
And the only one it was aiming for was the camera. Perfect. Their things was so
Yeah,
dead
the
on.
one person there, he just got away in time.
When they
And that tree had to be
they're
weight.
dead on.
That tree had to weigh a lot. Like you could see that.
Kim said
That
Mary
tree
and
was
kids are in the
thrown.
house.
That tree
Because
was
Mary
thrown.
had that comment.
Kids in the house, right? Hey, these kids know more than what the hell
I'm not technically a kid.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I gotta give it to Mary there. She's on it.
their kids in the house. Oh, Mary doing a job.
Uh-huh.
She's one of the best moderators on there. And Lori, that while I'm thinking about it, I've been saying for a long time I was gonna make you a moderator. Well, guess what, Lori? You just inherited a job today.
You can click it. It let you click it. That's a good try the bottom one.
It
If
might.
not, we'll just have to do it afterwards. You'll probably have to do it after the live. It's not letting you do it.
Lori, it's not letting me do it right now, but after this live stream's over, I'm gonna make you a moderator with Mary because Mary got her hand full dealing with these assholes. I got a lot of assholes in the area,
A lot.
and she gotta keep the shit out. So, Lori, you gonna help her out with that. I've been saying for a while. You're always on there. You've been there from day one. So
Kim said tag team.
you're
I love
on it.
Kim.
Kim, you're there too. You're right there with her. You guys got much time in. You guys are from the last channel. You guys been following me for a while, so definitely you two are definitely on the team.
It's still not letting him do it.
It won't let me do it, but I will get you guys. Next live stream, you guys will be moderators. If that's okay with you guys. I can't just throw you under the bus and you don't want to be under the bus. Right, Kim? Hey, I'm glad you guys are here with me. If you wouldn't be here, I'd be here talking to myself.
Mhm.
He really would be too.
All
'Cause
56 of y'all.
I wouldn't be able to get here.
But guys, with that being said, it's about that time. We done got a record in for the night. This is the longest live stream of the channel. That's crazy. That is crazy. But Kim,
You guys too.
Lori, thanks. I thank you for all you guys do. And not only that, Bruce Willis, thank you, man. From the bottom of my heart, that shit wasn't cheap. For real. The donations, that means a lot. And one day, Bruce, I'm gonna get you out here and into the woods. I ain't gonna tell nobody that you're coming, so they don't bum rush you or none of that shit. But one day I'd like to see you out here and experience what we experienced, Bruce. So whenever you're ready, you ain't tied up with all that shit that you're doing out there. Come on out here and join us into the woods. You done spent more than enough money on us. Man, come out here and join us just for one video. Check out what we do. And that goes for any of you guys. Any of you guys want to come out with us?
Everybody.
Hey, you're more than welcome. And it ain't gonna cost you $4,000. It's free. Come out anytime you're ready.
Legit.
Just don't come out thinking I'm a witch hunter trying to kill some witches.
I'm telling you, all the best time of your life.
I ain't trying to do no shit like that.
It's worth it.
But definitely see some
We have a
crazy
lot of
stuff.
fun out there. We definitely do. And you
Good
guys
night,
are
all.
more than welcome to come in.
Hope everybody.
But
stays
with that
safe.
being said, Lori, Mary, great job tonight. Especially tonight. There were some dumbasses on there. Guys, Cryptid, all you guys, thanks for watching. Woodburger Farm, keep up the good work. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say, nothing bad about you. Bobby Joe, hey, you still gonna hit the woods one day soon when it warms up a little bit. All you guys are welcome. Gene to be ready this summer. He's gonna be hitting the team with us. But other than that, the team that's hitting the woods this weekend, get ready, guys. Get your shit together, and let's get ready to get out there to this cave. Let's get real.
That's right, Tim. Hit that like button, guys.
Rest you guys. You have a good night.
Much
Good
love.
night,
Stay
guys.
safe. See y'all.
Thanks for sticking around with me for 4 hours tonight. That meant a lot to me. David, you're very informational. Thanks for being on here. David Show. Rest y'all. You have a good night. Stay tuned for this week's episode.